and Purl started.
Well, this is on, so.
Woo! This is so exciting.
As we were waiting for this to start, we learned that Pine and Purl has started following us on YouTube. And on Instagram. And we're giddy. Hello, and welcome to Purl Perspectives. I'm Anahí.
I'm Allie. And I'm Carine.
And this is a stream about us knitting and talking about yarn and talking about other things that are not yarn, but that we still want to talk about because we're just friends and we want to hang out. Do you want to hang out? Grab something cozy or something to drink, and let's get going. Hello. ASMR.
That's what we all need today, I think.
ASMR.
Oh yeah, it's one of those days.
Yeah.
Little cozy day.
There's two things that you won't find here. Well done ASMR and feet. If you're looking for any of those,
I mean, you just showed a
you're
foot,
in the wrong
but-
spot, buddy. Yeah, but
It's covered.
not my. Anyway, you know what I mean.
Welcome
know
to
what
our
I mean.
channel. If this is your first time here, we are
Welcome to the chaos.
we are three pals who are all very much neurodivergent. None of anything, and there's also Bilbo.
Yeah, who's just
Bilbo, our little void
snoring away
mascot
here.
right here. Everything goes off the rails. We usually have a topic, but there's always at least 15 tangents.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
What else? How else are you gonna have a good conversation?
Yeah.
If there's no
Seriously.
like, if there's not 50. Like,
But
I
it's
feel
gotta
like
be
this is how you
tangents.
know it's a good
The
conversation.
plan is typically this. We start with dorks, what we're drinking, our outfits, what we're reading, and what we're knitting / making, because this is a fibercraft inclusive podcast. Then we try to pick a topic, which I have picked today, and I'm hoping it's a good conversation. And then we tend to round out our podcast with a little bit of knitspiration or just general craft-spiration.
Yeah.
And we have a fun little jingle,
Yeah.
which is pretty great. And that's usually how we like to format our podcasts. We never go A, B, C. We go A, Delta, Theta, 3, 17, 22, Omega, B, 47, the answer to the universe, Bilbo,
It's 42.
Saturn, and then C, and then we finish the podcast.
Yeah.
That's how
Most
we
of the
go.
time we run out of time.
Yeah, but there's usually a lot of laughter, some fun conversations. We usually will get deep about something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're pretty open about, like, the things that impact us in our everyday life.
Yeah.
And we are not afraid to talk about the things that we think really matter in the world and in our own lives. So,
Everything. Everything matters.
I was literally joking
Or
with the
nothing.
guy
Or
at the
nothing.
Wanna
sandwich shop today.
Really nothing.
I was literally joking with the guy at the sandwich shop today how we really wanted the heat death of the universe to come quickly because he didn't want to have to file his taxes, and I was just really done with the state of the world.
I mean, yes to both.
But he was like, I'm just gonna keep slinging sandwiches in the meantime, and I was like, and I'm just gonna keep eating those sandwiches.
Yep, there you go.
Pretty great.
It's a
Interaction
symbiotic
altogether.
relationship.
Yeah. Anyway, if you're in the Hintonburg neighborhood of Ottawa, go visit District Deli. They're pretty great over there.
They are. They
Yeah.
are freaking good.
So, why don't we start off with our first dork of the day? Carine, do you want to kick us off?
Yes, I do.
She was so excited to go first.
I am, because I have something to show. Okay, so drinking. I am drinking this wonderful green tea. It's called Sunshine Green Tea. So it's green tea, but with like citrus and fruity flavors. So it has a bit of that like citrusy fruit smell.
That
It
smells so
may have marinated a
good.
little longer than it needed to.
That smells
Yum.
so good.
But
It's
it's
like sunshine
delicious.
in a bottle.
I got this at Knit City, Toronto.
Did
Pine
you
and
really?
Purl, yeah, Pine and Purl were the ones selling the tea. So I got the cap
Thank
and
you.
this. And it's absolutely delicious.
Yeah, it's like that would make such a good iced tea with a
That's
little
what I
bit
was
of like
thinking.
sparkling water in there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I'm drinking. And we got somebody.
Do you have a microphone? It's hard to hear. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Is the microphone not plugged in?
No, it is.
It is. Hold on. Hold
Are
on.
we
Maybe
just
a
not
little
connected?
Maybe it's too low.
Oh.
I just increased the gain. How is that?
Can you
Does
hear
that sound
now?
better? I can see the thing moving.
Yep.
I know you like my lips.
It's making the little jumpy bar jump on our screen.
but
Yeah, I don't know
sometimes
if
it can be
that's actually
hard
working.
to tell.
Well, keep us updated on whether or not the sound is good or
bad, or
Yeah.
too low, or too
low, or too high. I can hear okay, says Alex. Okay.
Okay, amazing. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, just for all of our informations, I've put now the gain of the microphone in the middle.
Okay.
Which
And we will
means
do
we
our
will
best.
remember not to scream.
And talk over each other.
Remember is the key word.
Yeah. It often doesn't go well because, like we said earlier, we're all neurodivergent.
Yeah.
And we interrupt each other a lot.
And we also get really, like, I notice when we get passionate about a subject, the volume increases.
The volume raises.
Passion
You know what we
increases.
need? We need an off-camera volunteer with a little like taboo buzzer,
Yeah.
so that
Just
when we
looks at you judgingly and goes,
no, when we get really loud or start speaking over each other, just bzz, bzz, bzz.
Yeah.
that sounds like we all have little shock collars. Stop it.
No, shock collars are inhumane. Just a little, or a kazoo, an off-camera kazoo.
A kazoo would make it so much worse. Turn my TV volume all the way up. Thank you. Oh, thanks so much for doing that.
Well, there we go.
All right. Welcome, Joyce. Welcome, Alex. We are in the middle of Carine's door.
Yes.
So after
So-
your drink,
Outfit is an Old Faithful, the Love Note.
So good.
Which it's the first time this year that I'm wearing it. I felt like it was cold enough-ish, but I am kind of hot right now, so I regret my decisions, but it's fine. We'll roll with it. It's perfect for outside weather, not so much for inside weather.
Take it off and like wear it over your shoulders, polo style.
well, but you have just like an
It's like a little
inside.
camisole thing on there,
Okay.
so let's not,
Fair enough.
you know.
It's
So-
also, I can see that it's the color of your skin, so
Yes.
you're probably gonna look naked if you take it off.
I mean, it's a little, pretty much the color of my skin. I be white pasty.
You do be white. But don't worry, the summer is coming. And
Yes.
do you get some color in the summer?
So I'm one of those weird people. My arms and my legs, or the upper legs, will brown.
Okay.
Actually no, and
calves?
the calves as well. But my face, my chest, and everything else will just burn.
Really?
Like hardcore burn. So a part of me is like, and my hairdresser has also said the same thing to me. She's pretty sure I have ginger genes in my
Somewhere in
my family,
that'll
and
make
I asked my
sense.
mom, and my mom's like, "Yeah, your grandfather, my dad was."
Oh.
I'm like, "Oh, that explains a lot." So, yeah.
Look at you, secret ginger.
My hair acts a little bit like it.
No, I get it.
And my skin, like half of it is like, "No, we're fine," and the other half is like, "No, we're not fine. This is awful. We hate this. Everything about it."
I'm with you though. Like several members of my mom's family are red, like gingers as well. People don't believe me when I say this, looking at me.
But you have freckles.
But I have a whole bunch of freckles,
Yes,
and in the
you
sunlight,
do.
I have a whole bunch of like red hair that like there's like red undertones to
Yeah.
my hair, and
So
people are like, "You
cute.
have ginger." My mom's family is Scottish, so
Yeah.
yes,
There's
Scottish and Irish.
ginger.
Yeah.
There's gingers in there, so yeah. But it's
So-
surprising how the genes come out.
you really don't look it.
Jokes on my partner, because he was like, "I don't date gingers." Well, listen.
Wait, isn't he a redhead?
Yeah, he is. He doesn't want to date one of his own. It's one of his like
Double
inner jokes. Where he's like, "No," and I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Too much ginger." I'm like, "Well, listen."
Ginger lips.
So I'm like I don't know, maybe 10%. So I'm like, I'm the extra light version of this. So
Ginger light.
So funny, so funny.
Yeah.
what am I reading? Oh God, so many things. So I went kind of like on a what do you call it? Like rampage over the
A binge
last 2
read,
weeks.
a little binge read.
So when was the last time we were on? I don't know. I don't remember.
It's been a few weeks.
It's been a little
while,
bit.
yeah.
So I probably read about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books since
Oh my goodness.
since we were live.
Hell yeah.
I'm not gonna go through all of them. I'm just gonna say that some of them, to be fair, there's 4 of them are from the same series that were smaller books, like 300 to 350 pages.
Okay.
So I tend to read them like one a day, and I'm good. The one I want to give a shout out to, no, never mind. The one I was like, I kept going with the Plated Prisoner series.
Yeah.
So I read Glow, which comes after Gleam. It's number 1, 2, 3, 4.
4, I think.
It was
fine.
Gleam was wonderful, but I feel like, and you may correct me, Glow seems very much like a setup for what happens afterwards.
I've heard that.
So, like, the entire thing is essentially, like, not that you could skip it, but kind of. Because what really matters is what happens at the very end, which is, like, what sets up for the next, I think, 2 books. So, it did leave me a little, like,
unsatisfied.
So, I'm not, and usually when this happens, like, if it's a really good cliffhanger, it tends to be like, I want to read what happens next. In this case, it kind of did the opposite thing where I'm like, okay.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm going to continue, but not right away, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm kind of, like, just giving it a little bit of time. I did also read the other one that again, shout out, but please be cautious. Trigger warnings the size of my,
the size of your what?
It's, I don't know, my whole body. It's
a
pretty intense.
Carine is really into dark romances, so please take these recommendations with a grain of salt.
A grain of spicy salt.
This one has been going around a lot. Everybody's been talking about it. And
what is it called again?
It's called Souls in Ruin.
You talked about this one.
It's very good, but it's hard, and it's not hard for the reasons people think. It's hard because the protagonist, there's a part of the book where the protagonist is in solitude, alone. So there's a lot of mental anguish that...
there's a lot of, like, psychological thrill.
So it's like, it's really hard to read this part because essentially you're dealing with a lot of, like, internal struggle and like, but what is brilliantly done about this book is her sheer will to survive.
Okay.
That is absolutely top-notch amazing. I'm, like, I read this and it's very similar in the amount of, like, crap that this character goes through from a shadows of a Reign of Shadows and Endings, and where when they do get out of that situation, they kind of, like, reclaim. Well, in this case, that's what I'm assuming is going to happen because it hasn't happened yet. I believe this is going to be a duology. I'm not 100% sure. So if you're into that kind of stuff, I recommend it. The writing is absolutely amazing.
Who's the author?
The author is Jacqueline White.
Oh, okay.
It is a pretty big-ish book. It's 630 pages.
That is a chunker of a book.
So
that's a chunker.
A bit more of a chunker, but like I said, it's, for me, like, there's not a lot of, like hardcore, like, I don't know, like, it's really just about, like, the mental struggle that's really hard
there's not
to
a lot
read.
of additional, like, violence or struggle.
It's very
there's still a bit of that, of course, because otherwise
it wouldn't be a dark romance.
Well, no, there's a lot of dark romance that don't have that, but in this case, it's to advance the plot, I guess. I do still, some of those scenes to me are kind of not useless, but I'm like, okay, we could have gone without this.
Oh, okay.
But I still think it's well written. And then what I'm reading right now is another more light dark romance called Hunt the Villain by Rina Kent, which is her newest.
You love Rina Kent.
I really do. And I'm super excited. I'm loving it. I'm almost done with it. I'm already psyched up for the next one, because the next one, not in this series, but in the other series, which is her, I think it's like hockey something series. It's 2 guys. And she has come out to say that this is the couple that has kept her up night, like how she, like, the story has kept her at night.
Really excited to
write I'm like, oh my, no, she's already read it. Or from what I understand, it's already, like, because it's coming out in sometime this year, not too. Like, I think in the fall. I might be wrong, but I'm very excited about that one because I love the characters. They were already introduced, so she does this a lot. Like, essentially, if you read a Rina Kent novel, whoever you see in this story will have their own book at some point. That's kind of how she works. It's a little crazy.
Nice. She makes a little universe.
Yeah. She does. She really does. So, like, everybody is intertwined. Great. There's families. There's
love that.
And then there's, like, it's kind of like this author went and cast a really wide net as to what she wanted to work on, because there's mafia, there's sports, there's arranged marriage, there's, like, all of the things, or their age gap, like, they're all there.
Incredible.
Every single trope you could think of is in there somewhere. But it's always, like, light-ish.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as bad as a lot of the other stuff that's out there. My only complaint, but it's not really a complaint, is the fact that it is a bit repetitive. But again,
from book to book, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So the formula is very repetitive. The characters are repetitive, in my opinion. Some of them more than others.
But you know what you're getting into.
That's comforting, though.
That's why I love her, because I already know what I'm getting into. So it's kind of like my guilty pleasure. Like I'll read this.
It's not a guilty pleasure. It's comfort food.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
I was gonna say it's kind of like when you order at McDonald's. Like you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
It's always the same recipe.
Never feel guilty for reading something that scratches an itch in your brain. That's like dopamine inducing.
It really does. But then after that, I just go for something less. You know, I don't know.
Less heavy.
No, not heavy. Because these are not really heavy. It's more less predictable. I want something where I gotta guess a little bit, you know? This one, I'm like, I don't really need to guess.
But you can use it as a palate cleanser between the books where you don't have expectations going in.
Yeah,
right?
Pretty much. So that's what I'm going for right now. I think, and the other thing that I'm currently reading, although I did put it on hold simply to finish Hunt the Villan, is Dungeon Crawler Carl, which is absolutely fabulous. I'm in love. I'm obsessed. I put it aside because I want to be able to give my entire attention to it once I'm done with this one. Because I was like, the second I got the Rita Kent book, I was like, nothing else exists.
So tell me about Dungeon Crawler Carl, because it's so popular, but I haven't picked it up.
Yeah, same.
Amazing.
Okay.
I'm only at the first half of the first book and I'm already hooked. Okay.
Really?
So without giving I don't. The thing about this series is you can't really give spoilers because 3/4 of the model for this story or the plot is explained in chapter 1.
Okay.
So it's not really a spoiler as much as it's like this is what you're getting into, which is essentially what chapter 1 does. So
right.
What happens is the Earth goes through a bit of a cataclysmic event.
As it often does.
That I will not describe because it's actually kind of fun when you read about it.
Okay.
You're like, oh. So something happens and only some humans and some creatures survive. Not everybody survives, okay?
Got it.
And what happens is that the aliens who essentially, there are aliens out there who come up and they're like, humans, so rent's due.
Oh my god.
You haven't paid your shit in a while. Like, essentially, it kind of like saying that the Earth owes money to
some
resources
other entity.
to this group of aliens or whatever they are.
Oh my god.
Company, I guess. In a way, it sounds like a mining company, right? And they're coming to collect because Earth did not pay its due.
Funny. So this book is about capitalism. Got it.
Alien capitalism?
Not exactly. So essentially what happens with this is every time this company or this species or whatever does this, they go to a different planet to do this. They mine the resources. But they always give the inhabitants the opportunity to buy their way out. And to do that, they create some kind of quest game thing to survive, and then whoever survives this gets to essentially buy the planet back. Okay?
Oh.
So it's kind of like think Hunger Games, right? But for like your planet. Now, in the case of Earth, what would be a game show, quote unquote, that the entire universe could watch, that could be entertaining, and that still every human would understand? Dungeons and Dragons. So the entire plot of Dungeon Crawler Carl is how he has to go through the entire levels to survive, of the dungeons, to survive and reclaim the Earth. Now, mind you, he's not the only one. I forgot how many, but there's like a few million people who survived on the, and they all have the same opportunity. Okay. So, well, not all of them. Whoever entered the dungeon before the deadline is who gets to...
Yeah.
And all of this is wonderful and great, and I love it. But there is one thing that keeps me coming back for more, and it's Princess Donut. Princess Donut is the most wonderful, amazing... so, essentially, Carl was chasing after his ex-girlfriend's cat when the world ended.
Right.
And so he's stuck in the dungeon with Princess Donut, who is this, show cat. She's a pure Persian, smushed face, and this girl is just like,
oh my god.
She just walks in there, she owns the place, because why not? And then essentially through events that I will not mention, but again, if you play Dungeons and Dragons, you assume that this is going to happen, she gets the ability to talk. And of course, the first thing she says to him is, I'm gonna paraphrase, of course, but she literally looks at him and she says, really? That cape and no pants? And the sass is everything you need in life.
I need to read about this cat immediately.
Like,
so Alex, I'll be over at your place in like 2 hours to borrow your copy. Just as an aside.
So I'm just gonna say
so funny
that like
Yes.
so this is, by the way, this is my partner's copy that I borrowed. So essentially, he borrowed my Fourth Wing copy, and I borrowed his Dungeon Crawler Carl copy. So we're like exchanging books. And when I started reading this, I just remember I was in the bedroom and he was watching TV, and I come out, all hell's blazing after probably like, I don't know, maybe 5 chapters, not even that much. And then I come out, I'm like, if Princess Donut dies, I will lose my shit. And then he's just like, okay.
Okay.
I literally came out of the bedroom to let him know.
I wonder if it's on Libby now, because it wasn't on Libby the first time.
Apparently the audiobook is excellent as well. I don't know because it's an Amazon had the rights to it. So because I had to take it out of the library as a physical copy when I wanted to take it out last summer, and then I didn't read it in time, so I had to return it. But luckily, a friend of ours has a copy, and she's going to lend it to us. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Let's ignore the fact that I already have 6 books out of the library that I really desperately need to finish.
We're not talking about this.
But
yeah, so this is my
so
my
good.
little and from what I understand,
That sounds fantastic.
he has 8 books out now, and I think he wants to make it a 10-book series. That's what I've heard. This is just what I've heard. It doesn't.
I wonder if it'll get turned into like a TV
Yeah, it's
show
already.
Oh, it is
yeah.
already.
It's already like on the way. It's not there yet, but it's already like I think the rights have been acquired. So I'm assuming that it's happening. Oh, it's it's McFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane?
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane's gonna do Dungeon Crawler Carl?
I'm pretty sure it's him. I might be wrong, but I remember seeing this.
That would be bonkers.
Do you feel bonita? No, wait, that's not Seth MacFarlane. That's the other guy.
Oh my god.
Same series though, not Seth MacFarlane.
Yes, it is. There we go. So I can't wait. I'm
Yes,
excited.
so
And again,
funny.
if Princess Donut dies, I quit this whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm just putting it out there.
I
This is it. I don't care if
feel
Carl
like-
dies, but if she dies, and technically I should, because if one dies, the other one dies. So
I
this
don't
is a
know,
problem.
man. Some authors will like take out their main character and keep the series going with the side characters. Like, it's not an impossibility.
Alex says, I love the Orville. Excited for the adaptation. What is the Orville?
I don't
Another
know.
book?
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know
I
what
haven't
the
gotten to
Orville
that.
is. Is it a book by the same author?
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Watch party. Excellent. Well, what are
So,
you
yeah.
knitting?
And what am I knitting? So the reason I waited is because I wanted to be. So I brought it to like 2 events, or sorry, 1 knit night, and I was trying to like go a little further and turn away so that you wouldn't get to see, because I wanted to be in it.
So that's why you've been staying away from me at knit night. Here, I just want to sit with my friend and chat with my friend.
Because
she's
I
like,
didn't want
walking
her
in,
to
sits
see
on
it
the
until
other
it was.
side of the.
So this is the Doppio sweater.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my god!
Hold it up, hold it up, hold it up,
Oh
hold it up.
my god!
So I just
It's-
wanted to like get to a point where I could just like.
Why
knit
does
through
it look delicious?
So it's
I
3
wish-
skeins.
I wish you guys could be here to like
This is
experience the
so
softness of this
soft.
sweater.
So this is half silk, half merino.
No wonder it's so
my
soft.
And
God.
this is only alpaca.
Of
Look
course.
at this drape. Look at this drape.
Hold on, flip it this way so the needles are not.
Are you kidding me? That's beautiful and shiny and fluffy at the same time.
It's all of the
It's
things.
like a creamsicle dream.
I know.
Yeah.
And I was really, at first I was like, am I going to do this? Because I thought I had enough to do just cream. But then I thought, wouldn't it be nice if there was a...
Sorry,
bud.
Bimbo.
He's like, I'm trying to breathe!
Oh
But yeah,
my
so
God,
I
it's
didn't
so
know what it was going to look like, but I'm very
It's
excited.
so good.
It really does look like a weird sorbet.
No, it's
no, like
so
a delicious
pretty.
sorbet. I'd like to like show the stitch closer because
Hold on.
the marling is so good.
Hold on. I'm gonna disrupt Bilbo, but that's fine.
Do it. Look at the marling. Damn.
Oh, man, that's
girl.
beautiful.
And they're like, how? Like, are you? Is this? Let me try to use my brain now.
We just short circuited right here, like in the beauty of
It's
this
so
project.
good. I like.
I was like
Here's-
trying to do it as much like at home, but then I
Yeah.
was like, if the only way to do this is if I because I haven't knit as much as I wanted to in the
That's
last
okay.
little bit, 'cause I've been
right.
essentially finishing last semester of exams and shit, and
Carine also teaches as well as working as a translator.
So you are using Mohair.
Yes,
It's Mohair.
No,
so there,
Surrey.
it's Surrey.
Oh,
Yeah.
Surrey.
So there's
Okay.
Surrey, and so one skein. One thread of Surrey and 2 threads of fingering.
It is so lovely and
So
luscious.
I'm very excited to.
Oh my god, that's gonna be so warm.
I know,
Yeah.
like this
In
is
the
not gonna
winter?
be. Yeah,
Like you're not even gonna need a coat in
like
December.
I think silk is very like temperature regulating.
Yes.
Yeah.
As well.
And-
not regulating, but like it traps
Yeah.
the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is gonna be
yeah,
like
yeah.
insanely hot. So that's the point.
lovely. It is. I agree. So lovely.
that is what I've been working on
Oh my
for about,
God.
I want to say,
You've
3
been
weeks.
keeping this a secret.
Yes, I have.
Yay!
so, and it's also a nice break between this and the socks because
Yeah.
I can't.
That's
How long
okay.
are the socks going? It sounds like they're not going well.
Well, no, it's just I'm bored.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Well, that's fine.
I'm at like the heel
The heel turn? The gusset?
wait, which one's which? So
So the gusset is where you do your increases or your decreases.
So that's
like
where I'm at.
This part here. And the heel is this part.
okay, I've already done the heel.
So you're doing like the gusset, so like the increase. This
Yeah.
would be like increases and this would be decreases.
I think that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I've just, and it's not, I shouldn't say it's because it's boring. I think it's because I have to haul the stupid book with me everywhere, which is a
Yeah.
problem.
So it's
And
not
then-
intuitive to you, so it's not enjoyable.
Yeah, so like if I'm at home and I'm like I need a break from working on something, then yes, that is a good project.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also
Not very portable.
I have big hands, so working
And you
on
know what they
smaller
say about
projects.
big hands.
That's right.
Big mittens.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
like
This is a family-friendly
socks.
podcast.
Socks to me,
No,
just
it's not. No, it's not.
no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Socks to me they're okay. My problem is because it's so small, I can't work on them for a long time.
It's not
I see,
ergonomic
yeah.
for you. Yeah.
So I have noticed that like DK and are on like
worsted weight. Yeah,
worsted.
that's
That's
preferable.
really my sweet spot, which is perfect for sweaters.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the one that feels the most like I could do this for hours and I won't feel like my hands will feel okay. But with socks after like or anything that small after a certain amount of like maybe 30 minutes to an hour, I tend to like too much. And it's funny, my mom's the complete opposite. If she does this, she can't. Like, she can do only 15 minutes, but if she does socks, she can, like, whip a pair
Go
of socks.
forever.
And, like, yeah. So I think it's just that, she has tiny hands. Mom, what happened? Why? Why don't I have the tiny hands, too?
Someone needed to be the strong one in the family, like Louisa in the Madrigal family. Alex says, what if you were to photocopy the pattern?
Yeah, I thought about this, but I don't know if it would necessarily make it any... I mean, it would for traveling
Well, yeah,
purposes,
you wouldn't be carrying around a book as
Yeah.
opposed to just like 2 or 3 pages.
Which is true, because then I could... Because my thing is, I was like, how am I going to write my notes?
In the book,
But
because
if
you don't
it's-
want to write
yeah.
in the book?
No, I do. That's already done.
Oh,
I just
okay.
figured, like, if I was, like, taking a picture, for example, I wouldn't be able to write my notes.
Yeah.
Well, print it.
But, yeah, exactly. I could do that.
Then
So,
you
yeah.
just-
That was a smarty pants suggestion. Very nice.
I can do that. It will not take away the pain of my hands, but it might make
But at
things
least
a
you
little
can,
easier.
You know what, though, too? It would be cathartic because at the end of the project, you could rip up the sheets into teeny tiny pieces and throw them like confetti and be like, I'm done!
Burn them. What? No.
Or burn
Go
them.
burning
That's
stuff.
also only outside in a responsible manner.
I will
That's
not
right.
burn them. It's fine.
Eh, do
Maybe
it in
just
a pot,
drown them
it's
in
fine.
water.
Yeah, well.
Throw them to the 4 wind. You know, that kind of thing. That'd be fun.
And that's my dork.
Yay! How dorkalicious of you.
That's right.
I loved this surprise. This
That
was
was
very nice,
great.
and it was worth waiting for.
Yay!
Because she was holding that tote bag so tight.
Honestly?
she came into my house like this.
If you don't sit next to me at knit night this week, I will be culturally offended.
I literally was like, don't do it,
Culturally
because if I
offended,
go there, I can't work on it. So I went and I like, seriously, like I went.
Literally,
It looked.
it was so funny. She came in and there was like 4 chairs around me and like 2 beside Annie because we were like maybe 2 tables apart.
I just
and then
went-
she goes to the opposite end of the room and sits with her back to us, and I'm like, did we do something wrong? But I was like, okay, whatever, no big deal.
Like, that's a woman that has a secret.
I
That's
mean,
right,
maybe
I
it's
did.
just like
I did.
maybe I was smelly from the walkover. Like,
Oh my
was
God,
fine. And then no,
I couldn't smell you at all.
Oh, thanks.
That sounded a little bit like you could, but
I could smell
I
myself.
couldn't. No, I was being totally sincere.
But no, there was a secret. That makes a lot more sense.
That's right.
So
It's so
funny.
soft. Oh my god! I can't wait to see this in the fall. We should take photos together in our not our lentos, in our dopios when theirs is
yes.
done.
Actually, I kind of want to do our a little fall photo shoot.
Oh,
like
here we go.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, geez.
Where are you going?
Where you going, buddy?
You want to come here?
Oh no!
What is it? Okay.
What's happening?
I think there was just too much fabric.
He's like, it's too hot, guys.
It's impossible to see it on the screen, but when Bilbo shakes,
It's like a cloud.
a cloud of dust and dog hair just like explodes
Oh, yeah,
out of
Like
him.
skin
Look at this.
all over.
It's fine. It's fine. We love him.
Oh my god.
It's okay, my love.
There you go.
All right. He is going for it. I
Oh.
don't know where he's going,
Oh.
but he's going places.
There's a dog on the move. Dog on the
Dog on
move.
the move.
Dog
Look
on
at
the move. Oh, okay.
What's happening?
Well,
Ow. Wait, that's my hair.
oh.
Oh, that's
It's
mine.
right under his butt.
Buddy!
There we go. Oh,
There he
Hi,
is.
Chicky Bean. We're
There he
chaos
is.
gremlins. He's also a chaos gremlin.
Where do you think I
He's
learned
just
it
a-
from?
he's just
like
a lazy.
mother, like son.
That's right. Look
He's
at him.
he's just a sleepy gremlin. Is all
He's
he
a
is.
little sleepy potato.
Oh my god.
He
I
just
started
wanted
call-
to be close to his mommy.
That's right.
He's the cutest patootiest.
Here we go. All right.
Oh man.
Oh man. So now that we've hit like 17 and Omega, who wants to go? Do you want to go next with Tor?
I'll go next. Yeah, mine's
Every single week, yes.
mine's kind of like not very interesting, but in the way that there's nothing like of substance to share. Just a lot of scattering.
And
of,
that's okay.
Of energy,
Yeah.
which is, if that's not the description of my entire goddamn life, I don't know what is.
Scattering?
Just a lot of scattering.
For
No,
all
I
you
saw-
new viewers in the room, there's a lot of ADHD
There's
right
a
here
lot.
on
I
this
got
couch.
the HD. I got it.
I saw this reel and I thought I should have sent it to you. I thought about it and it's literally this like ADHD brain and all you see is this girl tripping over shit for like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
like,
me.
yes, this is it right
because
there.
I don't have depth perception.
But apparently it's an ADHD thing. So
Yes.
your brain cannot.
is it?
I didn't know this. So apparently, for people who have ADD or ADHD, it's your brain's inability, in most cases, not all, to work on going or like doing something and understanding the depth perception. Like it's essentially there's a disconnect.
Yeah.
So,
So-
it's why like I.
Do you, like, as an example, can you like imagine like the three of us walking down the street?
Mhm.
You're walking in a straight line,
Mhm.
and I'm doing this.
Yeah, same.
Yes, yeah. I
And
can see that.
Carine is like on the side, on the back, on the side, on the back, on the
Yeah.
side, on the back. And you're like, why can't these women just walk straight?
Yeah.
Because
That's-
we have the ADHD.
That's why I tend to go in the front, so I don't have to see you to do that.
But it's also
Yeah.
why like.
Because like it's so annoying. I annoy myself.
Like,
Often.
I notice it like when I walk
Okay.
like that,
And I also, like-
Matt notices it because
I'm walking and I'm tripping over my own feet.
Yes,
Like that's.
or
uh-huh.
you hit a pole, which is what I do on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Um,
Or you see a little sliver of space and you're like, I can fit there. No, I did
can't.
not fit there.
or you just walk. The amount of time, and that is something that I didn't know. I thought I was the only one who did this, but we also tend to apparently open cupboard doors and just not close them, and then we turn around and you know how many times
Hit
I've
yourself in
come
the head.
Oh,
this close to
Yeah.
literally getting this in the
Yeah.
eye. Like
Yeah.
Good you wear glasses.
I've lost count how many times.
For me, it's the drawer, so I keep hitting my legs on the open drawers because I forget to close them.
I've
I know.
broken every glass.
And then you wonder why I'm not texting you back.
We're trying to survive, okay?
It's tough out there, man.
It's hard.
Like I've broken every glass we have in the house. Every glass we have, like we just have mason jars now, except for like one.
we do. Instead of glasses, we have pasta jars because I can drop those and they don't break.
That is so true, though.
Like pasta
the mason
sauce
jars
jar?
are strong.
You're strong.
Because I have lost a good amount or like dropped a good amount, and none of them ever broke. So
Yeah.
if you have the tendency to break glass, just go for mason jars.
Go for pasta sauce jars.
There you go.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
You're starting your dork.
Your dork.
Oh, right. Okay. What am I drinking? I am drinking a reheated Tim Hortons extra large double. I walked there at 10 a.m. It is 1:30. I forgot that I had it.
Canada's favorite drink, apparently.
It's, yeah. I mean, you can hate on Tim Hortons all you want. I am a fan of the extra large double. I just think it's good.
I think
and
most
double is a term that has now been added to the OED, the Oxford English Dictionary.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
The what dictionary?
The OED, the Oxford English Dictionary. Not to be confused with the Merriam-Webster, which has a better internet online presence.
They do. They have a good social media.
Oh, I know some of their sassy responses.
But is the Oxford English Dictionary more prestigious, or like why is it more?
The OED is older, but the Merriam-Webster is, I think, founded in the States.
Well, that's ageist.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so that's what I'm drinking. You can hate on it and on me if you want, but I make no apologies for still drinking Tim Hortons. A lot of people hate it now.
Why?
Yeah, well, it's just a different coffee consortium that they purchased.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because apparently now it's owned by Burger King.
Yes, so Tim Horton was several years ago purchased by Wendy's, which was then purchased by Burger King, and is is owned by an American conglomerate. When they centralized all of their food processing and everything, it ended up reducing the quality of services, and they
also changed coffee providers.
Yeah, that was a whole thing, and it caused a whole controversy here in Canada.
It was a big deal when I arrived here in Canada, because I remember my first job, people were talking about this with such passion of how, like, the current McDonald's coffee provider
is the old
Tim Hortons provider.
I remember that.
And when it was bought by Burger King, that coffee provider was like, well, you're too expensive, we don't want to use you anymore. And they were like, well, I'm going to go sell my wares to McDonald's, and they do. So now the people that used to love Tim Hortons are going to McDonald's for the coffee. But the people that, like, stayed are kind of being shunned. Apparently, says Alex, Tim Hortons coffee used to be better than McDonald's, but then McDonald's got Tim Hortons coffee, so now it has the better coffee.
Yep.
Yes.
And I want to tell you what, the iced coffee from McDonald's, unparalleled.
Yeah, agreed.
Unparalleled.
Agreed.
But when I just want a regular double, I'm not going to McDonald's. Like, I'm not going to McDonald's.
Anyway, all things said, the Burger King Corporation made the decision after realizing that Tim Hortons was tanking under their ownership to move management of Tim Hortons back into Canada. And while Burger King is still the owner of Tim Hortons, management is now fully Canadian once again, and
the way it's supposed
is now
to be.
separated from, like, the running of it and the production and everything behind the scenes is now separate from Burger King and Wendy's, and is now back to being its own Canadian run, Canadian produced thing. I mean, so it's not perfect, but it's at least, like,
it's a little better. I at the end of the day, I think most American companies who try to either buy a Canadian product or come into the Canadian market always have to remember we are not Americans.
Yeah.
We will not respond to the same things that Americans do. We have similarities 100%, but we are not the same. So what works for America the US may not work for Canada.
For the
as we've seen with what was the other, was it Target that tried and then
Sears also. Sears didn't make it. JCPenney didn't make it.
Yeah, like they tried, but
Target
I think
didn't make it.
One of the reasons why they failed is because they underestimated the difference between the consumers.
Yeah. Our spending power is different. Our desire for purchasing is different. And, our demographics are different.
Yeah. I grew up in the border with Texas. On the border with Texas. So I grew up so used to going to Target and Kmart and, like, Dunkin' Donuts and such. So when I heard that Target failed here, I was absolutely appalled. I was like, no, where am I going to get my knickknacks? But after living here for 11 years, I can tell you, we have no shortage of knickknacks. We do not need a Target. all my knickknacky and homeware needs are 100% met with other Canadian businesses. And so I've also weaned myself off of that sort of, like, American border kind of shopping culture, which is it is kind of different because a lot of people aren't used to like shopping trips so often, and that's what I grew up doing because my family was like, well, we have like shopping visas. Yeah. And we have weekends free, and we have family over there, so we would just like get in the car, cross the border, go shopping. That's what we would do.
That's a thing. That was a thing here, though.
It was.
It was a thing here because in this part of Southern Ontario, where we are 1 hour from a border crossing. We are an hour from Cornwall. We are an hour from Messina. We are an hour from Ogdensburg. We are 3 hours from Syracuse, which is upstate New York. We are so close to like multiple river border crossings into upstate New York and into Vermont, and we're very close to the United States. And so cross-border shopping, maybe not necessarily for like groceries and things quite as much because it is just over an hour. We wouldn't be going quite as regularly.
But for like clothes and trinkets.
But cross-border shopping was a regular thing in my childhood.
Oh,
every year before the beginning of the school year, we'd go down, we'd spend like the September, like Labor Day long weekend. It was a 2-day shopping trip. We got all of our school clothes. We like redid the backpacks. We did the whole thing for like a fraction of the price because the dollar was good. It was close. You could like the malls, the outlet malls were all there. It was a thing. Now because of the way the economies have changed, politics have changed. That just isn't a thing anymore.
And I think one of the main reasons is that your dollar doesn't go as far.
Yeah, exactly.
Anymore.
Yeah. And with the rise of online shopping the way it is just more convenient for people to pay the $15-$20 in shipping and have everything sent here than spend the $300 in gas and hotels to go there, spend a couple days of shopping, buy, like eat out every meal, and then come back.
Yeah. But, like, I will say, though, that's something that kind of shaped my childhood.
Same.
And it kind of ruined me, to be honest, because I'm still trying to shed some of those shopping habits where, like, in my childhood, we didn't have, like, if something breaks, you just, like, fix it. Or if you need something, you go and get it, right? So we would just, like, be in sort of like negative numbers until we would go on the shopping trip, and then on that shopping trip you like spend, and I got used to making choices based on limited time rather than on my taste and what I really needed, and shopping like responsibly and with intention. So like, of course I was a child, right? Like my mom was with me, but like that was the thing. Like we're here to shop for school clothes, or we're here to shop for the clothes for the year. Mm-hmm. So like you have this amount of money, and like you get to pick one pair of shoes and all of these things. So right. So that habit of like I gotta shop for something now. Yeah. That hasn't really. Like,
the sense of urgency.
It hasn't kind of weaned away. So when I'm at the mall, I'm like, oh, I gotta shop now.
Yeah.
And the answer is just don't go to the mall as much.
Yep.
See, we never, like, I grew up, I mean, to be fair, my mom didn't have a car. So we grew up without doing any of those things. So I'm very glad that is not part of my, not that it would have been a bad thing. I just, I think I appreciate a little bit more, like when I take my time when I shop for things.
Yeah, exactly.
Except yarn, but, and books.
Amen.
But then we were at Knit City, and it kind of felt like that shopping trip, right? Like I had my budget, and I was like, well, it's here. I have these 2 days to spend this amount of money, and I'm gonna spend it, right? Yeah. And so that is kind of, imagine doing Knit City, but for all of your shopping supplies, just like a couple times a year. Yeah. It's hard not to go ham.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
You know
so that's something to unlearn, you know?
Yep. What we haven't done in a while, we should do a secondhand store crawl.
Oh, I would love to go
like vintage, thrifting store crawl.
Yeah. As soon as it's warm enough to not need jackets.
Yeah.
Because
then
thrifting when you're also carrying a jacket is just never
but also thrifting when you're a little sweaty is not.
No. So like
you want to go like in May.
Yeah.
You want to go in May. That's exactly right.
It's gonna be May.
I knew she was gonna do that. I saw it coming. I braced for it, and it still surprised me. All that I do is not enough for you. Were you a Backstreets girl or an NSYNC girl?
Backstreet Boys.
I was a Backstreet Boys girl.
My cousins were
Same.
NSYNC and I was Backstreet Boys, and I was dragged to an NSYNC concert when
Oh,
I was 13
this
years
is something
old.
you've talked about so many times.
I
Such
still
tradition.
salty.
I'm still
love
so
it.
fucking salty about it.
I love it.
But I got my revenge because in 2000, I don't know when, whenever the Backstreet Boys were at Blues Fest, I went and I saw them live for the first time in my life, and I was so happy.
Old
I
men,
lived
Backstreet men.
I lived my
Backstreet
childhood
old
dream.
guys.
They were so good though. I enjoyed
How could they
it.
not?
But I think it wasn't even the music that I enjoyed the most. It was the fact that they came on stage like midway through, and I think it was AJ, but I forgot. They started talking about like where they were at right now, and it sounded so nice to see that they had
update.
that they were doing well, because a lot of celebrities, especially like young pop celebrities, don't do so well when they get older. Yeah. And it was just nice to hear them like.
Well, AJ specifically did really well. He went into music producing. He's produced a bunch of albums. He's at a couple of TV shows. I think he has like a talent agency or something like that. He's doing great.
Yeah, but it's nice to to hear them. But yeah, it was. I mean, the music was great too. But
of course.
But although it's funny because.
Ali, how about you? Were you a boy band fan?
Yeah.
Which one?
You can't be a child of the 90s
and not have a favorite boy band.
Have a favorite boy band. I was a Backstreet Boys fangirl.
Oh.
My cousins had, so I have two older cousins, one who's 5 years older, one who's 9 years older, and they had this like coffee table book of one of the like early, I think it was like the Millennium Tour.
Mm-hmm.
But they had the coffee table book of that tour, and every time I'd go to visit, I would spend hours just like looking at the pictures in this coffee table book.
That's so cool.
And I was obsessed, and I wanted to go see them on tour, like as a like.
I messed up.
Oh,
I was just rocking it as a little chilly child. I was like, I'm gonna go see them, and then I never did.
Did you say a little chilly child?
Little chilly child. Okay,
Chilly child.
What's
a chilly child?
This is a little bit of like my family lore. My uncles, like my dad's generation, they all call my generation the little chillies. And like an individual is a little chilly child.
That is so cute.
And so I like to call my uncles the jalapenos.
Because they
Jalapenos?
jalapeno business.
Yeah, right. Thank you for
They get all
understanding.
jalapeno business.
Truly, it would
Also, okay, hold on. I have to say this. I've been talking to my brother about me being unemployed soon and how I want to start a Mexican breakfast taco place called Jalapeno Business. Because I love... First of all, I love spicy food, but also I love gossip. So if you bring me gossip, I'm going to give you 10% off of your taco order. If you let me get jalapeno.
But it has to be like juicy gossip.
It has to be juicy. It has to be
for
juicy.
everybody.
Yeah,
Cheese
cheese for everyone.
everybody.
Sorry, go on with your chili
I
child.
was truly, it'd be the Auntie G's who'd be more the jalapenos. Because they're the ones who really are up in your business. But, no, we just call the uncles or I call the uncles the jalapenos.
The jalapenos.
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 And they call us chilies.
That's so
Chili
cute.
child.
So you were a little chili child.
A little chili child.
In the 90s.
In the 90s.
Listening to Millennia.
Black and blue,
Black
the
and
whole
blue.
thing. Like choreographing dances with my younger cousins.
Did you guys ever get to hear O-Town?
Oh, yeah.
Because they were so good.
Yeah.
But they never really
They never exploded.
Yep.
It was some of the best music of the time, and when I arrived here in Ottawa, people call Ottawa O-Town, and I'm like, you know about O-Town? But
They're like, what are you talking about?
They don't know. They're not talking about what I'm talking about.
I think I missed a short row, but
Yeah.
YOLO! We're just gonna
Oh
keep
my
going.
god, I was given my dork. I forgot. Okay. So that was my drink. What I'm wearing my I Need More Yarn shirt. Yay! And I do. It is true. I need more yarn. So this is by a company called Tea Turtle, and it was a gift from my friend when he went to the Ottawa Comic Con like 5 years ago, and I have loved it ever since. Great shirt. I saw someone else wearing this exact shirt when we went to like a Knit in Public Day event, and she was wearing the exact same one. I'm like, oh my god, I have that shirt.
They're twinsies.
Yeah, pretty twinsy. And I love it because it's a dragon on her hoard of yarn. And that's me. What else? What I'm reading? I'm actually not reading. I've been pretty engrossed in this video game called Timberborn. And you're probably sick of hearing me talk about it. But I am so freaking delighted by it. I have a colony of little beavers. And they are very industrious. And you make them like build their little city. And they make like a dam, and then they have to like plant their carrots and make bread. It's so freaking cute. And I kid you not, every free moment I have, I'm playing
You've
Timberborn.
gotten so many people playing this game too, eh?
Well, I showed it to our friend Pete, and he like showed a little inkling of maybe liking it. And I immediately got it for him. So I'm like, one of us, join me.
Join me to the dark side.
Thankfully, he did like it. So he's been playing it and got immediately better than me, which is exactly what I expected.
Did you see the game online that everybody's talking about where you can get, like, cats come to you? What is it?
Oh, no.
Cats come to you.
Like, you can pick up cats. Like, everybody's like, do you know what your boyfriend is doing? Because it's a fun girl thing. Like, do you know what your boyfriend is doing when he's playing? And it's like, you see, like, him literally in any character avatar.
Picking up a cat.
And like,
Is it Tamagotchi? Is that
No. It's like, it doesn't even have anything to do with cats. There just happens to be cats roaming in the streets. And then they're like, chonker cat. And then you just collect cats that just follow you.
I did see some TikToks about that. I don't know which game it is. If
game.
you know what game it is where you can pick up the chonky cats, let us know. Because I want my partner to play it so that I can look at the cats. Often when it's a difficult game, I don't want to play it. I want my partner to play it.
Crimson Desert.
There you go.
Is the name of the game.
Thank you.
And yes, you can literally see one character.
So that's what I've been doing instead of reading. I have paper books. I haven't been reading them.
That's okay.
I'm still in the middle of Apprentice to the Villan, which is the sequel to Assistant to the Villan. It's so damn good. But I just I have it at my desk. I just haven't picked it up because I'm either playing Timberborn or I am just picking a random craft and doing that.
And you know what? It just means you have too many good things happening, and it's okay. You're juggling through different,
That's totally correct.
I do the same thing. Sometimes I just binge.
Yeah.
Binge a project.
Well,
or binge
once the weather gets nicer and it's like sitting outside weather, I find I pick up my paperbacks versus e-reader way more often when I can sit outside in the sunshine.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know where I put it. Oh, here it is.
What are you looking for? Oh! Raphael! I can't wait for you all to see this. This is truly one of the most unhinged things ever, and I am obsessed.
So, some of y'all will know that I've recently gotten really into needle felting, as you can see from the goose and the mushroom and things over there. And the egg that's behind Allie, that's needle felted. And so I have been watching a lot of people on YouTube make figurines and other stuff, and a lot of them make woodland animals. So I found a person called Serafina Fiber Arts making a chipmunk out of felt from probably 6 or 7 years ago. And it was a really interesting process, and I was like, I want to try that process, but I don't want a chipmunk. I want a rat. So I kind of took that same technique and free-handed a rat, and here he is.
It's beautiful.
He's so cute.
This is Raphael. Look at his freaking tail. He's so good. He has a little sweet little belly, and his arms are pretty poseable.
Because you put wire in there.
I put wire in there, so I can open his legs, and then he looks dead.
No.
He's just super full and sleeping. That's all. He's just really full and napping.
And then
back.
you can pose him to he's so cute.
Someone at Knit Night came up with the name Raphael, and it's stuck.
It was me.
It was you. Okay.
Well, no, she's the namer. Did
but
you
it
know?
But it was at Knit Night.
Yeah,
okay. Because if anybody can name something, it's Anahí.
I hadn't like thought about giving it a name, and it was sort of like a rash decision. Like, what's his name? And I'm like, Raphael. So this is what I've been doing instead of reading and knitting. You should make him a costume, and he can look like he's in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
Oh my god, yes!
Splinter.
Yeah. Also, someone said that I should give him a tiny little chef hat, and then put him under a big actual chef hat.
Make
So
him look like Remy.
so he can look like Remy.
I think you should dress him up like a pirate, and then
I think
he
that's a
can
fantastic
be,
idea.
He can be, oh my god, the character from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh yeah, with his little armor.
Reaper Cheap.
Look at him. I would have to make him a little bit more chubby, I think.
I don't think so. Reaper Cheap's pretty.
So this is Raphael, and this is what I've been doing instead of reading when I'm not playing my video game.
I feel like this is an appropriate use of your time.
I think so, too.
Agree. I agree.
I think so, too.
I've just been having a really weird mental health time, and I haven't been feeling like doing my regular things that usually bring me comfort, like knitting and reading and listening to audiobooks.
But stabbing things
with a little needle and then ending up with a cute little rat.
Coming up with this.
That's kind of scratching the itch.
I kind of want to just like scratch him. For real. Like, he looks so cute.
What if I make him a pizza and he can make Pizza Rat? He can be Pizza Rat! Oh my god, that would be so funny.
Yes.
That would be so funny.
He needs a friend. I don't know who, but he needs a friend.
Yeah. He definitely needs a friend. Look at him. Look at him go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Are you gonna try to do what is it, felt?
Sorry, what?
To create a dog, like a pug?
I already have. It came in a kit.
Okay.
And I followed the instructions of the kit. I didn't love it.
Oh, okay.
It was a little bit too cartoony for my taste.
Maybe at some point you can do your own version.
Yeah, I think when I get better, I will definitely start
freestyle it.
Well, this is kind of freestyle using a different pattern, like a modified chipmunk.
Yeah.
Tutorial to make this instead of chipmunk. So I think I could, with a few more tries, figure out how to make something that looks like Bilbo.
Yeah. Or at least like a portrait, like a two-dimensional portrait.
Yeah, that would be so cool. That would be very cute.
I am trying to sleep, guys.
Yeah.
I think he's used to it by now.
I guess.
Other than stabbing things with a tiny needle, I've been knitting very little, although I did finish my Sophie scarf when we were in Toronto.
Yeah, you did.
And I've been wearing it for a while. It's really nice. And now I'm working on some granny squares because I'm preparing a sample to hopefully teach a class this summer on how to make festival crop tops. So if you remember that 70s, like, there's like granny squares on the bottom and then like two like triangular cups, and it's like a halter top. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm trying to come up with here, and I'm using this yarn from Wabi called Lina. This is Sadness Garn Lina, and it is, let me tell ya, 53% cotton, 33% viscose, and 14% linen. And it is very, very soft. Nice. This is the yarn. Oh, so blown out. Lina. There it is. Mm-hmm. It's not very slippery. I thought it would be more slippery because of viscose, but no, it's quite grippy, so it's perfect for granny squares. So I'm working on the granny squares for the bottom, for kind of the ruffle of the shirt, and then I'm going to make a 2 cups and some straps to tie it in the back. And hopefully people will like it in the community, and they will come to my class and learn how to make it.
Yeah. So here's a question for you. Yeah. This is crochet. Is this something that someone who doesn't know how to crochet can start with as a project?
Yeah, I'm going to make it with only double crochet everywhere. So if you know how to make a chain and a double crochet, you can make some of that.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's also kind of a continuation because I've been teaching granny square workshops, and people are like, I love granny squares. What else can I make? And I'm like, you can make whatever the heck you want with a granny square. So I think this is a good next step of like, okay, you've learned how to make a granny square. Now let's put a couple of them
Let's
together
make it
to make a garment, right? And I think the summer's coming, and people are gonna want to go outside or doing their music festivals or whatever. And so, hot girl summer is also crochet girl summer. So here we go.
Hot
I'm working on that.
Summer.
Hot people? No, but like if you're a hot person who crochets, you're a hot girl. You're a crochet girl, in my heart. Regardless of what your gender is, I'm gonna call you crochet girly.
Rock that crop top, fam.
Alex says the girlies love a cute top. They do. I hope the girlies find me so that I can show them how to make a cute crochet festival top. I saw Vanessa Hutchins wearing one of these at Coachella, and I'm like, I can make that. I can probably make that. So I am going to make it, and then I'm going to show y'all how to make it at Wabi Sabi.
We stand.
So that's what I'm working on today. Just freestyling some squares.
Nice.
That's that dork. Do you want to go, Allie?
I will. So, what am I drinking? I am at the very tail end of a homemade vanilla iced coffee. I'm trying to cut back on my caffeine because I am working with my neurologist to get a better handle on my migraines. I'm pretty sure, I know I've mentioned it before on the pod. I have epilepsy, I have chronic migraines, I was diagnosed almost 25 years ago now, and my neurologist and I, we've been working together for a long time, trying to get things just like better quality of life. And
he read you for filth last time you went to see him.
He did. He did read me for filth. And you know what? Some medical things I'm comfortable sharing on the internet, some of them I'm not. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. But I'm making some lifestyle changes, and one of them is that I am cutting back on my caffeine, and so I am taking it down to one coffee beverage and one Diet Coke maximum a day.
That's rough.
I have a Diet Coke addiction. I will fully admit to this. That has been harder to cut down on than the coffee and tea. Like, there have been days where I'm like, I don't have any tea, I don't have any coffee, and I like don't even notice. But there will be days where like I don't have a Diet Coke, and by the end of the day, I'm like, I'm having sweats. I'm like,
wow,
Jesus,
because it's kind of like part of your day now, right? Like you like finish work, have a Diet Coke with your dinner.
Buddy.
It's sort of a. Oh, sorry, I just pressed on him, and he kind of.
No, because it looked like he was having a dream, like chasing something.
He will often do that. He'll dream like this.
There's my caffeine for the day done.
So do you still get to have a Diet Coke today then?
Yes, yeah, because I was knocking them back before.
Yeah.
So going down to like one of each a day has been like a dramatic decrease.
Right.
Ideally, I'd like to get it down to like I'm only drinking decaf coffee and like tea that has very little caffeine in it.
Is it because caffeine is
one
of the things that
it can like in large quantities can aggravate migraines.
Okay.
But I think I'm at a happy stasis now. I'm at the point where I'm like not even having a Diet Coke every day, and so I feel like I'm okay sticking with like one of each a day because I'm not having them every day. Right? So like we're feeling good. We're feeling good about this. Not seeking medical advice. Disclaimer, not seeking medical advice.
Please refrain from telling us what to do.
I have a great team of doctors around me we're working together, and like the medication I've been put on is working fantastically. Not seeking medical advice. But cutting down on caffeine has been a journey, and that was my coffee for the day. Love it.
When I was a young boy. No, when I was younger,
Who else sung that in their head as soon as you said it? Because I did.
My father took me into the... No. When I was 18, I had a surgery to remove a cyst from one of my breasts. And it turned out to, like, not be malignant, but concerning. So they told me that I needed to stop eating chocolate, stop drinking coffee, stop anything that might have a little bit of caffeine or like whatever chocolate has in it that makes it like, I don't know, energizing. And I didn't drink coffee or eat chocolate for probably almost 10 years. Yeah. And then before I moved to Canada, I was like, I can't live like this. I have to. I was like almost 28, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna make it if I continue to like starve myself from things that I love. Because I was like knocking coffee back when I was in high school, like it's nobody's business. Like it was concerning. But I really, really like coffee, and I really, really like chocolate. So I got checked again before I moved to Canada, and they were like, oh yeah, no further like concerns. You can go ahead and like have normal amounts of caffeine. And the mistake there was that my normal is not the same as everybody else's normal. So I am happily consuming large dosages of caffeine now that I can, making up for 10 years of not having it. So I feel for you for, you know, but you know what? Decaf tastes exactly the same.
Yeah, well, yesterday a bunch of us knitters went to a PWHL game.
It was so fun!
We had a great time.
That's
we went
right.
to...
And of course...
Hold on. I'm just gonna... We'll come back to this topic at the end of my dork. Okay, don't worry. We will. We'll make a return. Afterwards, instead of like battling the traffic, two of my fellow knitters and myself decided to just walk in the neighborhood for a little bit and then make our way home. We stopped at a little coffee shop, and I got a latte, but with decaf instead. And I was like, why am I not doing this more often?
Oh, yeah.
Because it like scratched the itch of like having the cafecito, but it was a decaf, and therefore I did not have any trouble sleeping that evening. And like we got the coffees at like, you know, it was like what, 5:15, 5:30? It was almost 5:30 because they were closing. And I was like, oh, I should just do this more often. I should just have decaf coffees more often. So I think I'm going to start making that switch when I go out.
Yeah.
And then the next time I have to replenish my bag of beans for my kitchen, I'll just purchase decaf.
Yeah, it tastes exactly the same. It scratches the itch. We have the technology. Why not use it? Right?
Exactly.
It is still a mystery to me how they take the caffeine out of the beans.
No idea.
But hey, thank you to whoever invented that, because it's fantastic.
Exactly.
I love it.
So, yeah, no, it was good. So my outfit, what I'm wearing today, is a t-shirt that says Bad Bitch Knitting Club.
Hell yeah!
This was purchased at, was it Knit City Toronto?
Knit City Montreal.
No, I think it was Montreal.
Okay, Knit City Montreal. Either way, it was a past Knit City, and it's from the Dolphina Collective.
Oh,
who wasn't a vendor this year in Toronto, but that's okay. They are fantastic. They have a great selection of like bags and sweaters and shirts and like all sorts of knitting related paraphernalia, not so much yarn. And I purchased the shirt. I came back out. I rendezvoused with these two, and I was like, look what I bought! And they both were like, okay. And then they both went and bought one as well. Such an influencer, you know?
Yeah.
So that was really cute. Dolphina Collective. I think they still carry them now. I'm not too certain, because this was a couple of years ago that I bought it.
And it's a really soft crop top.
Yeah.
Like, I'm usually kind of wary of buying t-shirts off of like marketplaces, because it's often like your regular run-of-the-mill, like stiff.
Like Gildan cotton.
Stiff Gildan cotton t-shirt. Yeah. And no, this is like super soft, thin, drapey, and it's a crop.
But they did come in different, so like you could get this design on hoodies, you could get it on like longer t-shirts, you could get it on like different styles of garment.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't just the crop top, which was great. So that's my outfit today.
Love it.
I thought about wearing a sweater, and then I was like, I'm really warm. So I thought, no. As for what I'm knitting, I am knitting the thing that hurt me.
Aww.
I'm knitting the thing.
Everybody hurts.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So I am actually working on the Lusk Tea by Rebecca Clow.
Oh,
this is a project
so
that was supposed to be the Christmas gift that I gave my mom past Christmas. But
that didn't happen.
No, didn't finish it in time. Then she was like, oh, is there any way that you could finish it by Easter? Because she and I were going to visit my sister, and she wanted to wear it. And I was like, yeah, totally, I can totally do it. So then I spent...
Reader, she could not.
Then I spent February and March, like, furiously knitting on it in an attempt to finish it by Easter, to the point that I ended up giving myself, like, pretty bad muscle strain.
Yikes.
Oh,
To the point where my massage therapist was like, whatever you're doing, stop it right now.
Oh, jeez.
I'm so sorry, Mariah.
You know when your massage therapist tells you to stop, you gotta listen.
Like, I came into my appointment and she was just like, okay, so like, how are we feeling today? What area would you like to focus on? And I was like, oh, you know, I've been having some like pain and some stiffness here. I was just wondering if you have any like recommended stretches or anything that I could do at home after the appointment. And she was like, absolutely, totally. And she gave me a couple and she's like, all right, get on the table. We'll focus on your arms and shoulders. And I was like, perfect. That would be amazing. So she gets in there and she's like, what have you been doing? And I'm like, knitting. Just some knitting. And she's like, how much knitting, Allie? And I'm like,
how much, Allie?
I'm like, I mean, just a little bit
like
more
all
than
day,
usual.
every day for the last 7 weeks.
And she's like, no. This is not a little bit more than usual. She's like, I can tell that you have been like. She's like, have you been sitting in front of your television like just knitting for like 4 hours straight every night? And I'm like, yeah.
Do not read me.
I didn't come here to get roasted.
I'm like, you can tell. And she's like, of course I can tell.
I love her.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Mariah can.
All that to say is that the muscle that connects your thumb to your elbow, this one, I did it dirty on both sides. On both sides, I put some pretty intense work in on this sweater, and I like essentially like busted both sides.
But why was it? Was it because you were?
It was a combination of things. So it was a combination of
strain.
It was doing too much too often.
No, but I mean, why were you doing so much?
Oh, I was trying to finish it for Easter.
Okay.
And I just couldn't. So I was trying to finish it in a short amount of time, and they're small needles, and so I was really hyper focusing on this project, which is never good. It's always good to go back and forth between like multiple different crafts
or
and
styles
and like multiple different motions and different like object sizes so that you're doing different things with your hands.
Mm-hmm.
I was not doing that. I was doing it for long periods of time without breaks. Always a bad idea. And I was doing it in a non-ergonomic setup. My couch, not ergonomic at all. And I wasn't like...
Very comfy, but not ergonomic.
I was not supporting like my elbows or my shoulders or anything while I was sitting there for long periods of time. So I was putting a lot of like strain into my shoulders as well while I was doing it. Anyway, I was doing it all wrong is basically what it is. And so I've spent the last like 6 weeks really just kind of knitting 10% of what my normal knitting amount would be in a week.
Well, because you needed your body to rest.
So like basically I'm at the point where like I knit on Thursdays at knit night. I'll knit when we're on a podcast, and then I might put in like 25 or 30 minutes on like a Monday or a Tuesday, and that's about it. That's it. Whereas when I'm feeling good, I'm knitting every day. So it's been really freaking tough.
What have you found something
really
to
tough.
fill your time or like? Yeah?
I've been doing a lot of reading.
No,
Okay, good.
That works.
Yeah,
your
I've been
hands
doing-
are occupied as well as your eyes.
Hands and brain are occupied, yeah. So I've been doing a
So
lot
what
of
are
reading.
you reading?
Which is, oh yeah, I definitely skipped a letter there. I just did a doc instead of a dork, didn't I?
Yeah, give us
Wow.
R.
Woo! Okay, well, so I'm so close to being done this one. This is like
And
my
it's
priority
looking
project.
Gorgina George.
I
Yes.
just want it, I do, there's a little bit of irony in that the project that hurt me is the project for my mom. Don't worry, we'll get into that in therapy. That's
Someone's gonna have some insight about that.
But I'm so close. I just finished the short rows on the sleeve. Now I have to knit like 1.5 inches straight in stockinette, and then I can do the little ribbing detail, and then I'm done. So I've been putting off making my second Project Pearls video because I wanted to show this finished in that one, but then I hurt myself, and so that threw my timeline off. So don't worry. Hopefully if I finish this week like I would like to, then hopefully like next weekend or next week I can make a Project Pearls.
Project
Part
Pearls!
For me. That would be
I
great.
should also make one because I've been stabbing quite a bit and I have some
Yeah,
needles
I need
can
to.
share.
We all need to do it.
Yeah. So, very excited. Very excited. So, what have I been reading? Where did I put my cell phone? I have a list going.
Ooh, there's a list.
Well, there's always a list, you know?
That is true.
Anyway, so what have I been reading? I've been reading a lot. Like Carine, I've put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When was the last time we sat down?
I think it
3
was
weeks
like
ago?
3 weeks ago. Yeah.
3 weeks ago. So that would be
Like early April.
early April?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2. Oh, maybe I haven't read as many books as I thought since then. maybe 5 books since the last time we sat down to podcast.
Cool, yeah.
Give or take. But I think I have like 4 on the go currently. So I have read, I like to intersperse I don't want to call them fluffy romance novels because I don't want to denigrate them. But I love reading Regency romances as like a palate cleanser because they are formulaic, they are low stakes. I know what I'm getting out of them.
Yeah.
And I find that they scratch an itch in the back of my brain because I love history. So a historical romance, like top tier, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, comfort food. Exactly. It's a comfort food for me.
So I've read, I think, like three of those. Yeah. I finished, finally, Murtagh by Christopher Paolini. If my generation of fantasy readers will know the Aragon, the Inheritance Cycle.
Aragon?
Yeah, the most recent book. He released like one about Murtagh.
Did you see that Jamie Dornan is going to play young Aragorn? I'm excited. Is this a movie that Colbert is writing?
No.
Colbert is writing a Lord of the Rings
He is,
prequel.
but it's not that one though.
It's not that one?
No,
okay.
It's something else.
I thought it would be too early for casting. But yeah, we're getting young Aragorn, and he's just as handsome.
He's playing Strider. He's not even playing young Aragorn. He's playing Strider.
Oh my god! Yeah. Do you know who Jamie Dornan is?
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah. Well, yes, I know that.
He was also in The Tudors, I believe.
Yes. No, that's
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Superman or.
Right. Yeah.
So I never know the name of the actors. I just know what they played.
That's Superman. Yeah, I'm excited. So, but you were saying if you know Aragorn.
If you know Aragon.
Yeah.
So he's playing a young Strider? Is that what I'm understanding?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is entirely unrelated to Lord of the Rings.
I just heard Aragorn instead of Aragon.
Yeah. So I finally finished that one. It took me a long time to finish that one. I kept putting it down. Then I read The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I read that one on my flight to Vancouver, cover to cover. Actually, such a fun experience.
Yeah.
I love reading books in one sitting because you just kind of like escape into the book and then you don't exit the book until you're done.
So wait, what is the story? Because I read The Midnight Bookshop, so I'm very intrigued.
Okay, so the story of The Midnight Library is one where, and again, I would definitely recommend that folks take a look at the trigger warnings. So the concept of The Midnight Library is that it is a library that exists in between life and death. And that in between moment, you have the opportunity to look at all of the different paths your life could have taken based on every single possible decision you've made in life. So like the decisions could be as tiny as I went and had my nails painted red instead of green. And like how that would have changed the course of your life. Versus I decided to
exercising the butterfly effect.
Yeah. And so or I would have gone on this date with this person versus not going on this date with this person.
Yeah.
How that would have changed the course of my life.
Okay.
So that, but again, I really want to emphasize that people read the trigger warnings beforehand because in order for the main character to enter into the Midnight Library, she does make drastic decisions.
Okay.
So I do want to emphasize this. If you are somebody who has had a loss in your life,
this may not be the book for you.
Yes, please experience caution before cracking open the book and reading it. It is a very interesting book. I think the concept is really cool, and I think the underlying themes of the book, or at least my takeaways from the book, the underlying themes were like having hope and having the realization and the acceptance that like the tiny little things we can do in our life that we don't necessarily think are meaningful can actually have big impacts on other people and exploring what those are, right?
Yeah.
So like we might not think that you know, taking a casserole to a neighbor when they're feeling ill we might think that that's not enough or like that doesn't mean something. But that might actually be like really impactful for that neighbor.
For them and
right?
for you.
And for so it's more of like an exploration of like, yes, the butterfly effect, but also how interconnected we are.
It's kind of funny.
That's kind of beautiful, actually.
It's making me think. So I just totally unrelated, but I just watched the Trevor Noah comedy show on Netflix, and he says a sentence at some point that resonated with me a lot, and it's, just because the big is happening doesn't mean the small stops.
Yeah.
And
that's
it's so
a really good
well
point.
thought of, because, and of course he's talking about today's disgusting world, but essentially what he was trying to explain is like, it's not because this is happening that your life or the things in your life or the little joys that you have stop or should stop. It's not because all of this disaster around you is happening that you shouldn't feel like you're allowed to celebrate your birthday, or you're allowed to, because some people will come like, how can you be so joyous and giddy when the world is on fire? Like, okay, cute, but like
but joy is resistance.
Exactly.
You know?
It's its own resistance in a way. So I appreciate that. I think it's a beautiful quote.
It was good, and it was like the perfect number of pages for the flight. I think I finished it just as we were about to begin the descent into the airport was when I finished it. So that was quite a nice read. And then I told my sister about it upon arrival, and she was like, ooh, can I borrow it? So I left my copy there with her to read, which was really nice because no shade to Meg, but she is not a big reader. And when I asked her, because I told her, I was like, oh yeah, I just read it on the flight. And she's like, the whole thing? And I was like, yeah, that's no big deal. She's like, you could read a book in one sitting? And I was like, yeah, I do it all the time.
Depending on the book.
She was like,
if it's...
No,
but it's a certain amount of pages.
Oh my god. She was like, how many books do you read in like a year? And I was like, I don't know, like usually between like 50 and 60 because like I like reading.
About one a week, yeah,
give or take. And she was like, oh my god. I was like, well, how many books did you read last year? And she's like, I think since I graduated high school, she's like, I think I've read one. And I'm like,
I mean, to be
like,
fair,
a year, and she's
it
like,
sounds like she just doesn't want to
she's
revise.
Like, no,
but she needs a surprise.
Then, I think,
but you know what? She is doing a lot of
she's
things.
a doctor. She's been in
like,
med school. She's been busy.
Yeah.
I totally get it. But I was just so funny. Oh my god! Tiny mini tangent number 47. At one point we were. So I was visiting her and her fiance, and we were heading out to do a thing. And her fiance was wearing a hat that was like from an Ironman like triathlon that he had done, and I was wearing my very newly acquired Pine and Pearl hat that says Yarn and Books, and we're like waiting for the elevator to come, and why is my phone buzzing? Doesn't matter. And I was waiting for the elevator to come, and my sister's like looking at me, looking at her partner, looking at me, looking at her partner, looking at me, looking at her partner, and she's like, those two hats could not be further apart, but also could not be more accurate for the two of you.
It's the nerdiness.
And he and I just looked at each other and then just like high five.
Hell yeah.
And he's like, Iron Man, Yarn and Books.
Brother.
Yep, pretty accurate. But it was so now that she's like done her residency and like is just a doctor, no longer a student, she has time and she's like trying out new hobbies, and she's like, I think I'm gonna give reading a try. And I was like, yay. So she borrowed the Marrow Thieves from me last year.
The Marrow?
The Marrow Thieves.
Oh, marrow like the bones?
Yeah. Which is, I haven't had a chance to read it yet because Meg has had my copy. I bought the book, and then like 3 weeks later she came to visit, and she was like, this sounds good, can I borrow it? And then held on to it for 8 months. So, but now I have it back and I can finally read it. But it's a really interesting book by, I want to say the author's name is Sherry Dimmoline,
okay.
I think that's who the author's name is. But the concept of the book is, it's this like dystopian future where the only people in the world who can dream are the indigenous peoples of the world. And
cool.
And the, for lack of a better term, the colonizers of the world who cannot dream have been essentially harvesting the bone marrow of the indigenous peoples so that they can experience the dream. And again, I haven't read it yet, but I'm very excited.
That is so poignant.
Now that I have my copy back, I'm very excited to read it. And it received accolades upon accolades upon accolades when it was published.
Wow.
And I'm really excited to give it a go. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah.
Meg, my sister, when she finally gave it back to me, she was like, it was so good. And I was like, amazing. So I can't wait to give it a go. But,
that is such an interesting topic because, okay, it's giving a little bit Mad Max, and I know that, when there's no resources left in the world to colonize,
Or
you will go after the people.
Yeah.
Right?
Or the
body.
what makes exactly the bodies.
Whatever it is that you don't have, whether or not it's physical.
Yeah.
Like the hunger for other people's things.
But it's
including their lives and their dreams.
Because you also see a lot of that.
That doesn't stop.
The intangible made tangible.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you see a lot of like stories or books or movies or whatever where that thing that is so unattainable that people try to go for is what's in here.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's through torture or whatever, but it's like that idea of like trying to grasp like the thoughts in your head, or like how to control your own, like the thoughts in your head, which is like terrifying.
So, anyway, I'm really excited to read that one now that I have the copy back. I am going to put that one in my summer rotation. I've been slowly building a stack of, so my physical TBR is, I don't even have an actual number. I'm too afraid to count, but it is 2 bookshelves. Not shelf. It's 2 bookshelves. And so I've been slowly like building a stack of like 10 to 12 books that are going to be like my summer priority reads. But this is also going to be the summer of rereads because there are so many great books coming out in the fall, and I want to reread the series first.
I can't wait for October.
So for example,
there's one from the Fourth Wing universe coming out. I just found out that.
Yep.
But we don't know anything about it.
Not yet, so I'm not committing to a reread just yet for that one. But there's several books series.
So excited.
Several book series to be reread over the summer. So in between these rereads, I'm going to intersperse some of these other TBR reads.
All right.
But my final book that I'm not even going to talk about the books that I'm currently reading because like that's a whole other 25-minute segment. But I did also just finish Project Hail Mary. Ooh, and then 2 days later I went to go see the movie. And it was so good.
How good was that movie? Oh my goodness. Did you see it?
Yeah. Nope.
Oh, you gotta see it.
I know nothing about it.
Oh, it's so good. Do you like Stories Lab Space?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't like got I was deep in end of semester shit, so I haven't had time to do much of anything.
I highly recommend that you see it in the theater if you can, because it looks beautiful, and not only does it look beautiful, a lot of the things that you're looking at are practical effects. So it's like it's really nice to appreciate it.
They didn't use green screen the way that a lot of other, I don't want to say like fantastical or like sci-fi movies would, but like they used it at like such a minimum level. Mm-hmm. They did practical effects everywhere they possibly could. They did have to do some CGI, obviously.
That's expected.
That's expected. But they, like, Rocky, the alien, was puppeteered. Like, they didn't just, like, CGI him and then have Ryan Gosling talking to, like, a little tennis ball on a stick. No, they had, like, they called them Rocketeers. They had, like, a team of people moving this little puppet around. And that's who was interacting with Ryan Gosling on the set. And it was fantastically done. And I really hope next year, during award ceremonies or award season, that it's recognized, not just for the like effects and photography and filmography and music and acting, but like for everything. I hope it's recognized in all of the categories because it was.
Me too. It was great.
Incredible.
But I want to hear your opinion about the book though, because I don't think I'm gonna rate it. But you read the book then saw the movie.
Yes.
How did it compare for you? Wait, hold on. Alex says for Project Hail Mary they extended the in-theater window and postponed the streaming. Oh, I see. Okay, so you can still catch it in theaters.
Yeah, you can. I heard rumors that they are waiting for Super Mario to finish up in IMAX and that it may go back to IMAX after.
All right.
Which, if that's the case, I am 1000% going to go see it again to see it in IMAX. Yeah, it needs to be seen. The bigger screen, the better.
It works in the big screen for sure.
I loved the book and I loved the movie. The movie definitely added so many layers to the storyline because of the music and the imagery, right? Mm-hmm. They made changes to they didn't make changes. They made minor changes to the story that worked for the film. Okay. This is, I think, one of like maybe a very small handful of adaptations where I have no notes.
Wow.
Right? Like I appreciate every single change that was made from book to screen.
Any omissions you wish you could have seen?
any omissions I wish I could have seen. Okay, I take it back. There is a single line in the books that I wish they added to the movies, but it is not for like plot or anything. It's more just because I think it's beautiful. There is I don't want to.
You don't want to spoil it.
I don't think. Okay, there is a line said when Grace realizes.
Don't say it.
Forget it.
Don't say it.
So if I say just the line from the books, it means
nothing.
There's no spoiling, just saying it. So in the books, Ryland Grace says at one point, "I commend you to the stars."
Okay.
You know exactly. I think you can figure out exactly what it is where I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it was omitted from the movie, and I think it would have been incredibly poignant to have him say that.
Mm-hmm.
But that was not said in the movie, and that is the only thing I wish could have been added in, is the line, "I commend you to the stars." Other than that, I have no notes. They made slight changes to the characterization of Grace and Taraki, but I appreciated them because I think it really worked. Like, the characterizations changes that they made worked together in such a good way.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I loved both the book and the movie, and I appreciated that the way that they show, because there's obviously the way that he's portrayed in the book, it's a lot of internal monologuing.
Sure.
And so you get to see his thought patterns, and then the way that they interpreted that in the movie is like you just see him in action doing the math on the whiteboard,
right,
moving around doing the things, and it had a different flavor to it, but obviously you can't really translate an internal monologue the same way
on
the screen. So it worked really well, and it was so good. It was so good, and I'm really glad that I waited to
see it after you read the book.
Yeah, because I am, and I'll admit this, I'm a purist. I very, very, very rarely will see a movie if I have not yet read the book first. Mm-hmm. I'll say it, I'm a snob. I'm an adaptation snob. I'll admit it. I
don't think it's being a snob. I think this is the way that works for you.
I need to have read it first. And I'm really glad I did, because there is a point of tension, a cliffhanger moment, like in the movie where you're like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
And I knew it was coming because I read the book first.
Yeah.
So I was able to enjoy the movie because I knew how it was gonna end. I was able to like take in all of the visual effects and the storytelling and everything, and appreciate all of the costuming and the acting and the puppeteering and everything.
I did not know what was going to happen in the movie, and so the plot made me cry.
Well, yeah.
Had I read the book, I probably would have, like...
I mean, I still cried, and I knew it was coming. I cried while I read the book. I cried when I watched the movie. But and it was so perfectly timed, and I'm sure that this was part of the whole marketing campaign, that it was so perfectly timed to be released as the Artemis 2 mission was occurring.
Oh,
yeah.
And, like, it was just also perfectly timed, and I was, like, so deeply in my feels about all of it. It was, like, I just needed it. When I read it, when I watched it, I just so deeply needed both of them, and they just hit me right at a time when I needed the, like, hope and the joy.
And you got hope and joy.
And I got them in spades.
I feel like a lot of people felt that way,
and
too.
it was fantastic. Like, woof, you know?
Big woof, honestly.
Big woof.
Also big kudos to all the people that worked in that movie, because it's not easy to take something that people already love and make it good.
Yeah. I've heard some readers wish that they'd kept Antarctica. You know what? I had heard that as well. And I was a little, like, I'd heard that before I went into watching the movie. And I read the scene, and I thought the scene was really, really moving. But then when you get into the movie, you're not introduced to all of these, like, scientists and secondary characters in the same way. So I feel like if they'd done it in the movie, there would have needed to have been... There were more build-up with these scientists and background characters that we just didn't have, because they really did put the focus on Strahd and Grace. And so it just... They would have had to change the way they did those flashback scenes And I don't know if it would have, if they had just done the scene without having that characterization of these, like, other scientists, I don't know if it would have held the same poignancy.
Right.
And I think the scene that they ended up putting in instead...
The boat?
The karaoke.
Oh, the karaoke scene.
Honestly, I think it added to it. I liked it a lot.
Gerbo is still singing that song.
Who isn't? Who isn't singing Sign of the Times at the top of their lungs while crying just hysterically? I really liked it. And then the inclusion of the tattoo on her neck at the end, like, chef's kiss.
I totally missed that.
Chef's kiss, that tiny detail.
And I appreciate that you read the book and then explained that to me, because I didn't.
It's not in the book. It's not in the book. It's something that the directors added into the movie, and then I just happened to see on Instagram, and then looked for. I did not avoid. I finished the book, and then I was like, "Give me all the spoilers," because I didn't know when I was going to see the movie, and then I just got really lucky, and then I was able to find some time to see it really rapidly after finishing the book.
Incredible.
So, God, it was so good.
So we've been reading and knitting and doing a lot of soul recovery things.
Yeah.
I've been feeling like filling my cup. Yeah. Filling my cup back up is important in this trying times for the entire world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You had a little conversation topic that you wanted to bring up, right?
I did. It is...
It's 2:30.
Oh, okay, it's 2:30. I thought it was like 2:50. No, it's 2:30.
Yeah.
It's 2:50. I did actually have a bit of a conversation topic that I wanted to pick up on today. I wanted to talk about testing, pattern testing.
Okay.
Because I am currently in the middle of a pattern test. And I just wanted to talk about what we as makers and as consumers should expect and deserve, and what we should ask for, and what we should reject. Right?
Okay.
Like what we are...
You're talking about testing practices that designers are using? Okay.
So, I bring this up for a reason. I have tested, probably like close to 10 sock patterns over the last several years. I love pattern testing. I have not done any larger scale projects just because I can't guarantee that I will finish them in the time frame required. Because, my life is busy. I don't always have the steam to carry on a project for, however many weeks it is to finish it, blah, blah, blah. But socks I can do. I can finish a pair of socks in the required 6 to 8 week window, whatever it is. Now here's the thing. There's been a lot of discourse online over the last, let's say, year or so about what is acceptable and what isn't acceptable in pattern testing. And Autumn Eden of the Size Inclusive Collective,
big advocate
on the Instagrams, 1000% go check her out if you aren't already following, has been really kind of ringing the bell about what is acceptable and what isn't acceptable, and has been really calling the community in on where things are okay and where we should be doing better. And one of the things is testing windows and expectations of testers. And so there have been a lot of designers in the past who have said, hey, we want you to knit a sweater in 5 weeks. Whoa. And it's 2.75 millimeter needles and it's all over cables. And people are jumping.
Whoa is correct.
People are jumping to sign up for them. And then the bell is being rung by Autumn and by many other makers being like, wait a second. Does a maker who is wanting to make the 54-inch chest circumference, there's no way that they can get that done in 5 weeks.
Exactly.
That's physically impossible. Also, what if they don't have the yarn at home? They're gonna have to order the yarn. That's taking at least a week, if not more, for it to arrive. That's not a feasible window, right?
And then it's also even if for whatever reason you do have the yarn and you are the smallest size, 5 weeks is very you would have to knit a lot. What else do you do in your life? Do you not work? Are you knitting 8 hours straight every day? Because that sounds exhausting.
Exactly.
And really bad for you.
If you have children, if you have a full-time job, if you have caregiving responsibilities, if you have commitments elsewhere, if you are a competitive athlete, if you are just a person with an active social life, if any of these things that take up your time, if you want to get, you know, a nice 8.5, 9 hours of sleep a night, like it's just not feasible to knit a full-size sweater in 5 weeks for a lot of people. Some people can do it. Power to them. Not everybody can. And then a lot of times designers are like, oh, well, you know, I can't find testers for these larger sizes. So then the sizes go untested. Well, it's because your testing windows are so short.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, there's a reason people aren't jumping on that. It's not so much because of the size. It's because you're not giving them enough time.
This is just one of the many things that is, like, you know, not great about some testing practices. And there's been a big call to action over the last year and a half for designers to change their practices. A lot of designers have, which is amazing. Testing windows have gone up to like minimum 8 weeks. In a lot of cases, designers have been like, no, it's a sweater, 12 weeks. Minimum 12 weeks, that's what I'm doing. We love to see it. It's amazing. A lot of people have made positive change in the industry as a whole, in their designing practices. It's been amazing. That being said, there is still a lot of like problematic testing practices that are being perpetuated because when a designer has a platform and an audience that is so big, there will always be people willing to jump to that short window. Yeah. Right?
And then you run into accessibility and exclusion. Exactly. Right? Because if you're as a designer putting out these crazy unattainable deadlines for a process that mainly only benefits you, and you're using other people's times for it, and you are seeing like, well, it doesn't matter how short I make it, there's always going to be someone that is willing to do it. You are then choosing to actively exclude people of other paths of life that may be exactly your target audience, and they will not be heard and included in the feedback that you are looking to get. Yeah. And so then who ends up testing these patterns? It's either people that are highly privileged or to have the time on their hands to do it because for one reason or another they have no other commitments, or it's only people that are retired, for example, or they are lucky enough to be professional knitters.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem too. You end up with a lot of people who are highly experienced testing patterns, whereas what you really want is a wide gamut of experience. You want people who are really novice knitters trying these patterns, or at least like really early in their creating journey and their making journey, because you want people who don't necessarily have that experience to try them out, to be like, where are those like obstacles in the pattern writing where they could be clearer, so that anybody of any experience range can still approach this pattern and make it, right? Yeah. And so when you have these short windows, when you have all these requirements of having like a professional Instagram, or not a professional, like a public Instagram, of having tested multiple times before, of having an active Ravelry page that has like all of these things on it, having all these requirements for doing that, you're really cutting out all of these people who just want to create fun things. And essentially this long point that I'm trying to make is that we as makers can really kind of put our money where our mouth is, so to speak, by saying no, right? If you see a designer out there who has put up requirements for a test that just don't make sense, don't sign up. Yeah. Don't jump to it. Don't share it. Just like politely disengage. Like, don't encourage other people to do it. And for the designers who are, you know, doing things in a way that is accessible, that is engaging, that is open to everybody, that doesn't require having like a public Instagram, or like, because one of the things that gets a lot of criticism too is when you have designers who are running tests but then don't end up using any of the feedback, or are like, oh, you only need to have like one arm and the yoke done. That doesn't actually give you any usable information, really. But what they want is somebody to post a completed photo so that they can use it as marketing. It's like, no, you want a preview knitter. You don't want a test knitter. Those are two different things.
That is actually a really good point that I want to dip a little bit further into, because when I think about pattern testing, it seems really interesting to me in a silly kind of way, because this isn't something that used to happen.
No.
Like for if you think about the patterns that are posted in like magazines and books and such, they don't have 40 people testing the pattern before it goes public. It's the designer made a sample, they sent the sample in to be taken pictures, it was edited but professionally by a tech editor, and then it was published, right?
Yep.
And it's correct. It's they've done their due diligence to make sure there's no typos, that the math works out. All of that was taken care of by the tech editor, and the sample was knitted by the designer, right? That's what you see in books and magazines. So why is it that we have this different standard for independent designers? Like, you must have it tested, even if it is tech edited. Even if you made 3 different versions, it's not enough. You have to have it tested. I think starting from a starting off point, that's already putting 2 different sets of standards on the same person. Like, that same designer doesn't have to do this for a design that's going on a book or a magazine, but they do have to do it for a design that they're putting up on Ravelry. So starting right off the bat there, I just don't think it's fair that we have that standard. I do think that it's good practice to have the pattern be tested by different abilities and different skilled people. However, we can't just like blanket statement do that. And if you're going to have to do it, if you're going to test because you don't have a tech editor and you don't have to, and it's your first time doing it, 100% you need to take the feedback. But if you are going to test just because you want the pictures, you need to call it what it is.
Yeah.
If you don't want to test because you want the feedback, because you're 100% certain that it's been professionally edited and checked and it works and you're happy with it, then you don't want test knitters. You want sample knitters.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want ambassadors, and that's different. And if that's what you want, then you don't need a deadline for that. You can just give people the free pattern and they'll post about it when they post about it.
Now, caveat here, none of us are designers who have released patterns, so none of us here have hosted test knits. So obviously, we haven't run these things, so we're not...
But we've participated.
I'm going
to be, like, just because I've never done any test knitting, I'm terrified of the idea. Mostly because I like
It's a lot less scary than you think it is.
Well, for me, it's more like I don't like deadlines. I hate deadlines.
Yeah.
I just like to do it, and when it's done, it's done.
Fair.
But is there, like, so that's just my question. Why would designers need, like, the only explanation to me that they would need such a short window or would be because, like, okay, sure, like, their income depends on it, I guess.
So that's part of the argument,
their problem, though. Like, what I mean by that is, like, if you plan ahead...
You're answering your own question.
So that you have I'm just, like, going through the motion, because, like, if you plan ahead so that you have enough space to give the testers 1, 2, 3 months or however amount of time that is reasonable for the whatever project you want testing, because like the fact that you need this, and I get that if you're a designer that's very prolific and you have a very big following and you're very, very on social media, everybody knows you, there's probably a lot of pressure for you to release on a regular basis. But at the same time, it is not on the testers to make you get or help you make a living, or not help you, but like, so it's not, they're not paying.
Here it is. Here's the thing.
It's free labor.
It's free labor. Here's the thing. So when it comes to deadlines, for books and for magazines, they do test knitting for them, and the deadline is usually linked to the publication date.
Okay.
Right? So there is deadlines for that. Does make sense. When it comes to independent designers publishing independent patterns, those are self-imposed deadlines because designers want to publish them at a certain date. That tends to, from what I've seen, lend more to seasonality. You want a summer pattern released during the summer so that people are knitting during the summer, a summer pattern.
But again,
right?
like, if you plan ahead, that is achievable.
That is the question.
That is the argument that a lot of people are making as to why test windows shouldn't be short. Because designers, if you are that prolific, you are releasing this many patterns, well, why are you not just like, there are some designers who have now started doing that, where they are designing more than a year out, where what they're knitting and testing this summer is not releasing for next summer.
Because
right?
it makes more sense to me. Like, at the end of the day, like you're hurting your own fan base and your own people by creating such shitty, because like if I were, and this is one of the reasons why I don't want to test knit, if I were somebody who loves your work and I'm like, I'm gonna help like test knit for you, and if I don't, like if I did not enjoy the experience because of XYZ reason, then I'm not gonna buy any more patterns from you. I'm probably going to be turned off by everything you do from now on, because that's just me.
I think it might have to do with following fast fashion trends.
You think so?
I think so, because when
Please
I look
don't do that.
When I look at the designers who are releasing patterns really quickly, who have a history of problematically short testing windows.
It's usually a trendy item.
What it is that they're releasing tends to be stuff that falls within those micro trends which are popular in the fast fashion world. So they are, and you know what? No, that's like capitalizing on what is trending is totally fair.
No, I get that.
That's completely understandable.
And that's okay, but it doesn't, it's not conducive to a good...
It isn't
experience for anybody involved.
And you know what? That is something that they need to, I guess, kind of figure out if that makes, like, they need to figure out within their own business structure if that is something they want to keep doing.
Yeah.
Chasing micro trends and maintaining a business model and a design model that is following what is happening in global market trends, or designing based off of what is inspiring them, and like it, I don't know. I'm not in the mind of a designer. I don't know what works, so I can't speak to that. But it's.
I have a question for you that's tangential to this, or I guess to inform my conclusion. Would you, as a knitter that you are today, would you buy a pattern from the internet if you knew that it was not tested by real people? It was just tech edited, but it was not tested. It was just the designer made 2 samples. There's like 2 or 3 people that have made it on Ravelry. It looks right to you, but it was not tested by real. Would you buy the pattern?
I have seen some of those.
The pattern is $10 if it helps.
Okay. I've seen some of those, and I've never been inclined to buy them if I don't see like.
So you wouldn't buy a pattern if it hasn't been tested by real people?
I think
by non-designer people.
Like
I would wait it out until a few more people had made the pattern.
Yeah.
I would stick it in my queue and wait it out till there were a few more completed projects. Because the thing is, like, the tech editing is great and all. Like, I firmly believe that a tech edit is necessary to make sure the math works. And that is all well and good. But what I am concerned with is how does it fit on a body that looks like mine?
And also...
Because I don't have a standard tube-shaped body. I am a Dorito. We have established this. The maths, right? The math can work for a body that is a standard tube. I am not a tube.
Yeah.
Right? But I could be on gauge. Everything could be perfect. I could knit it exactly to match the pattern. That doesn't guarantee it's going to fit my body.
But I think for me, it's also
so what
because...
you want to see...
I want the previews.
Yeah.
I need the previews.
Well, hold on. What if the designer made 5 different sizes themselves, and they had a photo shoot with people from different shapes using the sizes that she knit?
Yeah, fine.
No, okay, that's fine.
So then you were like, I don't need to see the testers because I see the item being worn in different bodies.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, in that case, let me tell you this: we do not need to engage free labor from people on the internet. That's what I'm going to say. If the reason why you are supporting pattern testing is because you want to see how it fits on other people, then that's not a responsibility that the community should be meeting. That is a responsibility of the designer to make the samples in multiple sizes and then photograph them on multiple shapes and bodies. That's on the designer. That's good marketing. Have you ever like if you ever buy clothing online, if you go through the photos and there's models of different sizes because they want you to see how it fits. Do you think that they had a call out that said hey, we are not going to pay you to model this, but it'll be great for you because you're going to see how it looks on you? Would you do it? No, of
You're
course
doing
not.
it for the
So
exposure.
why are we collectively offering free labor for a requirement that is 100% the responsibility of the designer?
Yeah.
You know, this is funny because this is not the way I thought this conversation was going to go. I was ready to come in here. I still am ready to come in here and say that I love pattern testing. And that I love doing
But there's nothing
testing.
wrong with that if it's done properly.
I'll tell you what it is. I think, because I like it too, but I think what I like is I like having access to the pattern early so that I can test it and I can support that designer's marketing.
But again, if the designer is doing it the right way, with the right timelines, with the right, then you're going to want to do these
Because
things.
what it is that I'm looking, when I engage in a pattern test, like, yes, I want it, like, I already expect that the math is going to be right. I already expect that. What I am engaging in is making sure that the way the pattern is written is legible, that there is, like, it's written in a way that makes sense, is easy to follow.
But that's what a tech editor does.
But, like, yes, but not everybody has tech editors. So, like, pattern testers.
But that's what I'm saying. If we're going to measure everyone with the same yardstick, then we need to agree on what is an acceptable pattern today. Not what was an acceptable pattern in the 90s and in the 60s. Today, what is an acceptable pattern? It's a pattern that is legible, that the math works out, that there's photos on how it fits on different people, and that it is accessible, right? If those are the 4 requirements, then there's absolutely no space for you to justify requiring free labor from other people, because those are all things that you can do as a designer. You can make multiple sizes yourself. You can take pictures of the item being worn by different sizes of people. If it's socks, different sizes of feet, different shapes of feet. You can make sure it gets edited. You can make sure it goes through an accessibility software to make sure that it's legible and that it's understandable and that it's on a the Fleischmann, I use this at work. The Fleischmann reading level is 7 or lower. You can do that. You don't need free labor for that. That's my take.
Love it. Love it.
Alex says, I also think there are parasocial relationships with bigger accounts. 100%.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, it's true. Like, you feel like, as a fan of Rebecca Clow, I should have the privilege and the opportunity to test this before anyone else, because I'm a fan. Right?
Well, that's the thing, right? If you enjoy doing it, and again, it's done properly, or at least for you feel like it's done properly, then go for it. But as a designer, you should not expect it.
Maybe what we're looking for is changing the name from test knitter to preview knitter.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I think
for designers that have tech editors, we shouldn't be asking for test knitters. We should be asking for preview knitters.
And designers that don't have tech editors, think about your business practices. If you cannot afford to do your pattern right, then you cannot afford to have this business.
Yeah.
Spicy.
No, but she's right, though.
Just think about it. If I had a restaurant and I didn't pay my staff because it would be too expensive and I have to raise my prices and nobody would come to my restaurant, is this a good restaurant?
No.
Fuck no.
It shouldn't be a restaurant at that point.
Can you imagine if I came in and I was like, oh, you gotta tip the servers because I can't actually afford to pay them. If I paid the servers, then, your meal would be so much more expensive.
Yeah, but you're using the logic of so many restaurateurs right now.
I know.
Yep.
We also hate
in
that.
North America, that's literally since the Depression.
We hate that.
That's the industry standard.
That's the industry
literally the argument for tipping. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, if we're not okay with free labor when we are in front of the person, why are we okay with free labor when we are not in front of the person?
Yeah.
I just don't think it's right. I think it's fun as a fan. Like, for example, there's a local designer, Autumn Poppy design.
Autumn Poppy design. I don't think she's not
designing anymore. Anyway, I
don't think she's local.
A few years ago, Autumn Poppy Design had a sock design that needed testers, and you and I both tested it.
Yep.
We had such a good time. Yeah. We were in the Google Doc, like, yay, I'm contributing, I feel so good. We took some pictures.
Yeah.
it went great. She was happy with it. She took our feedback into it. I had a good time. And I felt like I was part of a community, and I felt like I was contributing to something bigger than myself, and I felt like my voice was being heard, and that is all well and good.
Yeah. She didn't have a tech editor, though.
She didn't have a tech editor. And at the time, I was like, this is fun. I don't think I would give myself that big of a, like, that hard of a deadline again. Because it was pretty quick a turnaround. You had to have at least one sock finished. And it, like, you know, for me, it was a stressful time. So do I want to be stressed again for somebody else's financial benefit? I didn't get paid.
Yep.
You didn't get paid.
Had fun doing it,
we had fun doing it. But I think if we're going to say, like, oh, it's just fun to do it, then it shouldn't be work. Yeah. It shouldn't be labor. If it's fun, it's fun. If it's work, it's work.
Yeah, different.
You know?
There's definitely a kind of maker that thrives in the preview knitting, test knitting environment. And I'd say that is more of the monogamous
knitters.
Maker.
Yeah, they might actually.
Right? Because as somebody who has, I think my whip count is like 17 right now, I will never test anything larger than a sock because my whip count is at 17 right now. Yeah. Right? Like, I'm currently testing a sock whip, and I love it. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having so much fun in the Instagram group chat. I've messed up a few times, and I've had to rip back, but I am a little slower than some of the others, and I've learned from their mistakes, and that's been very helpful. And it's been great, and I love doing it, and I love participating in it. And it's fun to be, as you said, to be able to, like, be part of the, like, marketing campaign for the design and for the designer when it comes out. It is Marie-Elise Dugal, friend of the podcast. It is her May the 4th Star Wars socks.
I have a caveat. Marie-Elise's pattern are free.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Well, they're her twin son socks.
Her patterns are mostly free.
Mostly free. Huh?
So she's offering...
It's a pay what you want scale, isn't it?
Yeah, but all of her Star Wars patterns, I believe, are free. They're free when they are open, and then the next year...
I can't remember. I cannot remember.
A lot, like, I'm pretty sure more than 50% of her Ravelry portfolio is free patterns. And I make an exception for someone who's giving a free service. Because in that case, like, hey, we're a community. I'm making this. I'm not going to make any money out of it.
Jacqueline is checking.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make any money out of it. But if you want to help me make this better for other people, I would love to have your help. I make an exception there.
Yeah.
The only time when I have problem is when the designer is going to heavily profit from it and is not compensating its testers.
Yeah. The reason why I wanted to talk about testing today was because I joined this test. I kicked up my yarn. I started knitting, and then like 3 days later, that was when my massage therapist was like, you need to stop knitting for like a long period of time. You've really hurt yourself. And so I had to essentially say, I am so sorry. I have hurt myself. I can't really do this. Like I will attempt to finish one sock in the 6 weeks that have been allotted, but I will definitely not be able to finish. And we only needed to finish one sock. We didn't need to finish two. But I was like, I will not be able to participate as I normally would, and I feel really bad for having signed up and then like several days later having to like basically not necessarily drop out, but like really, you know, like drop down. And I really appreciated that.
Yep, free so far.
The goat,
free, and free. Like everything's free.
And
it's $5.
There you go.
But what I really appreciated was that almost immediately after saying, like, I have been able to make some progress, but my progress is really, really slow.
Because I'm hurt.
And I can only knit for, like, a very small fraction of what my normal time is. And almost immediately, Marie-Elise responded, like, no, absolutely not. Do not worry. Do not attempt to finish this in time if you can't. Like, prioritize your healing. Do not try to hurt yourself further. Like, your arm health is so much more important than a sock. She's like, don't even think about this if you don't want to. She's like, this is zero priority in comparison to you taking care of yourself. And like, that is the energy that you want from a designer when interacting with a designer in any way, shape, or form. Because there have been, and I've seen online too, so many horror stories of people who have been like, I ended up getting really sick. I wasn't able to finish this crochet test or whatever, and the designer is like, you didn't finish, therefore you have to pay for the pattern. And it's like the number of stories on the like Crafternoon Craftsnark subreddit of people being like, this designer just made me pay for a pattern that I was testing but unable to finish on time, even though I really was trying, and I like sprained my wrist trying to finish. Like
yeah, this is the energy we don't want.
So basically,
part of the problem is a digital product, right? Because there's no way to return a digital product.
Yeah.
So as a pattern designer, if you're like putting yourself out there and you're like, oh, I'm gonna give this pattern, a copy of this pattern for free to 50 people for them to test, and then what if none of them do it? Then I'm out 50 times $8 or whatever.
Basically, to come all the way back around to like where I started with this when I was ruminating on this over the last couple of days, is that like us as makers, we have agency in who we interact with in terms of designers and creators. We have agency in terms of how we spend our money and where we put our time and our effort and our crafting into. And I think it is really important for us to stand up for ourselves and to demand and expect better of designers and things like that. So when we are interacting with designers, whether it's in a test / preview, whether it's seeking pattern support after something has come out, we deserve to be treated like human beings who have busy and fulfilling lives. Yeah. And we deserve to be treated with respect. And so what I'm trying to say here is don't stoop to the level of something that is inaccessible and inhospitable to your life just because it's cool and trending, right? Like,
or because you have FOMO.
Yeah.
Which is so real and
which is very real.
An entirely valid feeling. I have definitely felt it multiple times in the past as well, and have applied for tests just because like so many other people were like, oh my god, I applied. Didn't get them, felt sad about it, but then when I, over the next few weeks see people struggling to finish, I'm like, it was good that I didn't get it, Like, maybe that was a day I dodged a bullet with that one.
Maybe it was a good idea.
But it's just one of those things where I just kind of wanted to, like, jump in and say...
You deserve better than what you're currently getting, and if you don't feel like you're getting a good deal, don't do it. Yeah. You don't have to do it.
If you've always been interested in testing or preview making, give it a try. Right? Like, don't be afraid to try it. You might love it. You might really enjoy it. Or perhaps not. That's okay too. Maybe where you shine, where you want to go, is becoming a sample maker for a yarn dyer or for a yarn shop. Maybe that's something that you really find joy in. If that's the case, approach one of your local yarn shops or approach a local dyer to you and be like, I love your product. I love making. Would you be interested in sample makers? Like, maybe that's something that you'd be interested in doing. Just, like...
I know, for example, the staff at Wabi Sabi, they get to use... When there's a sample to be made and they volunteer to make the sample for the store, they can use the yarn from the store and they don't have to pay for it. Mm-hmm. Right? And so they enjoy making it for as many weeks as it takes them to make it, and then they get to display their work at the store and they spend $0, right? Yeah, which is I think that is a good deal. You get enjoyment out of it and the pride of having your work on display, but you're not out dollars. Right? So if what you are looking for, ask yourself what you're looking for. Are you looking for community? Maybe a knit along is a better choice for you. If you want to feel like you belong and you want the camaraderie of everyone making something together and discussing the pattern and, like finding improvements and finding accommodations and modification, a knit along might be a better option for you that doesn't require you to be on a strict deadline that might end up hurting your health. If what you're looking for is the prestige and the pride of having your work displayed and admired by other people on the internet, maybe sample knitting is what is best for you. Find someone local that is willing to subsidize the yarn for you or the pattern for you and make that work to be displayed. And I'm sure that will be equally as satisfying to you, and nobody will have to hurt themselves or go through uncomfortable encounters or have to fight people on the internet or be told off just because you're engaging in a practice that is not standardized yet. Yeah. And that's a high risk for a lot of people that are underprivileged. Mm-hmm. So find it in your heart. What is it that you want to get out of testing? And if that's not going to be met with that, or you're not able to meet the stressors that come with the testing, you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
There's other options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just say, testing doesn't have to be bad. You don't have to villainize testing as a concept.
No.
Just
Designers maybe are the problem in many cases.
Yeah. Like that one person that our friend Sherry tested for. Multiple times it's
Several
happened
years
to
ago,
her.
yeah.
No, like recently.
Oh, recently
she
too?
tested
Yeah.
a pattern recently. The designer posted the pattern for sale before
Oh
The
yeah,
deadline,
before
that's
she
true.
before the
deadline
deadline
passed.
even had finished. So everybody finished and the pattern was already for sale.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
She hadn't even received any of the feedback.
Feedback. It's like, I don't
Yeah.
care about you and your work, so why should I
Yeah.
care about making you dollars?
Yeah. Anyway,
Think
it was
about
weird.
that.
This was good. I'm glad I didn't tell you about this before we sat down on the couch.
I didn't know I was
And
going to
that-
get so spicy about
And
it.
I'm,
This just
I'm
happened
glad
now.
we all had differing opinions on all of this. This
Yeah.
is really nice because sometimes we're all in agreement
Yeah.
and it's like, ooh, yay. And then sometimes it's like, ah. This was really good. So thank you for humoring me with that one.
Thank you. And
You
if
wanna-
you're a designer and you want someone to, knit your pattern, just because it's fun to have other people post about it, I'd be so down to do that.
Yeah,
Just-
preview knitting.
Just don't call it test knitting because you don't really want my feedback. You want my pictures.
The images.
I guess,
And I'd be-
I guess that's the thing.
I'd be
Just be
so
like,
happy about that.
be
you know?
honest about what it is you're seeking from us as the makers.
If you're honest about what you want from us, then I can make an informed, better decision.
Yeah, fun.
There's some sort of kerfuffle going on outside, so we're gonna have to stop the.
No, the
stream
lights
right
have gone
now.
off. It's gone. I think it's just a trash.
Well, like I'm getting messages that there's a neighbor that needs help.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna wrap up. Thank you so much for being here with us. We've loved hanging out with you. Thanks for engaging in the chat and letting us know your opinions about what we're making and what we're reading and what we're talking about. And don't take any of this seriously. We're just three pearls talking about stuff completely unfoundedly.
Yeah, none of us are professional yarn people.
No.
We're just yappers.
We're just enthusiasts.
Bilbo was so excited
And
about
we have
this episode.
so many perspectives to
Yeah.
talk about. And we will bring you some more of those perspectives 2 weeks from now for another live stream.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.